right, and we are live one more time. You guys survived the first time, so you should be able to survive this one. We're all going to go a little deeper this time. We are back on Mary Truth Talks. All right, we're going to be having a special guest today. He is my partner in crime, the reason why I do what I do, and the reason why I have so much courage. We're going to bring it on to Laz. Get over here, Laz.
Yo. What's up, family? We're here today with Mary Truths with her episode number 2.
I'm excited. We're going to go a little deeper this time. I did tell people on Instagram that I was going to be talking about some heavy stuff today. So.
Okay.
I prepared them in advance. I didn't prepare you, though.
I mean, I'll adapt.
Yeah, I didn't prepare him because, he's been with me for 7 years. So, I don't think he needs to be prepared, right?
I've prepared enough.
All right. 7 years is enough time for you to handle anything.
Yeah.
Anything I gotta say?
Yeah.
No matter how outlandish it is.
I'm here for it.
You guys will be like that too. You'll get to his level of tolerance.
Desensitization. Desensitized over here, bro.
Yeah, we're gonna be hitting some spiritual topics today. His Instagram, guys, is Rebellious Spirits. Kind of want to know why you chose that as a name.
Well, that's an interesting question. So I've always felt like, even as a kid, I would rebel against like social norms. I didn't really like school that much. And it's not because I didn't like to learn. It's because I didn't like the structure, the way they had things set up in the public school system, at least. And, just always felt like rebellious at heart. Didn't really want to just conform to like whatever I was being told. Now, I wasn't a brat either. Like, I knew when you had to like follow the rules. I'm not an anarchist.
Oh, okay. I was about to bring that up for you.
Yeah, no, not an anarchist. No, not at all. I mean, a little chaos ain't bad though,
I mean,
sometimes you need a little chaos,
I would hope you like chaos, considering you've been with me for 7 years. It's been nothing but
no
boringness whatsoever.
That's a good point.
It's unpredictable too.
Yeah.
I do my best to be unpredictable.
Yeah, I mean,
one of us has to be, right?
Yeah. So I guess so.
I actually wanted to hit a couple of topics that have to do with his name, Rebellious Spirit, because there's some depth into that name. But before we get into the nitty gritty of this show, I want you guys to follow me on Instagram if you haven't already. That's Mary_Truths on Instagram. And we also have a brand called Mind Body Elevation. And Mind Body Elevation is exactly what it sounds like. It's about the mind and body and elevating both at the same time. We started this project. It's an ongoing project. We started this about 3.5 years ago.
More or less,
before 2020, we were already having that conversation. And then 2020 hit, and we were like, yeah, this is meant to be. We have to go do this. So yes, follow us on MBE Elevates. That's MB Elevates. And if you want to support us, go on our Patreon, link in the bio.
That's right.
So before we begin,
$5 a month.
Yes.
Pure amazing content.
Yes. It's to me it's like a wellness Netflix. That's how I want to see it, like an archive,
Right.
We're still in the beginning stages of it, but everybody that has supported us already, thank you so much. You guys are the reason why we're still doing it, And when it comes to this platform too, Mary Truth Talks, this is a show for you guys. It's not just for us, it's not just for me, it's for you. So any feedback you have, any comments, anything, please share. And let anybody else know. If you feel like what I have to say is valid and it resonates, share this with other people. Appreciate you.
You help us grow, we help you grow.
Right.
It's as simple as that.
So let's begin.
All right.
So Rebellious Spirits used to not be spiritual at some point. And we're going to find out today, how he got there. So you used to be an atheist, right?
Yeah, actually, for a lot of my early life, I was an atheist. I believed in fully believed in science, and not that I don't believe in science now, but I was just really empirically minded in the way I thought and the way I perceived the world. Right? I thought science had all the answers because a lot of it is taught in school, and you think, well, science through studies and this has found this and that and disproven this and that, and it's just like a replacement for God. Because in school, you mainly just talk about, at least in the regular public school system, right, that most people can afford to take their kids.
Yeah, we're public school kids.
By the way. So in most public schools, they push the whole, scientific mindset and all that, and they don't really talk too much about God or religion. Which, okay, I understand there shouldn't really be religion in school like that. I don't think that should be a thing. I think school should be. We will debate it. This is my perspective. I don't think religion should be a part of school, because school is mainly just to go learn. Go learn your science, go learn your math, go learn your reading. Things that are, like how do you say it? Forget about it. Just religion in general should not be in school. That's just my perspective.
Okay, so religion should not be in school. Why again?
Because school should be about learning, like math, reading, science, things like that. In my perspective.
Okay. So.
Because I feel like religion is more like a personal thing. It's not something you should teach in schools, unless it's like a elective.
Yeah, that's what I want. I disagree with him, even though we've been together for a long time, which is normal. A lot of people think that, because you've been with somebody for a long time, you get along and everything's like rainbows and sunshines and you get, and everything that I believe in, he believes in. That's not how it works at all.
No, that'd be boring.
Yeah, I actually disagree that religion should not be in school like it should be. I think that the reason why it's not is because they want to favor science and they want to worship science, and science is all-knowing, omnipotent, omnipresent, and that's how our generation, at least, was brought up believing that science knows it all. And if our parents talk about religion, we rebel, because in school that's not something we talk about. So if at home you're not talking about science, you're talking about God. For those parents that were religious, my mom being one of those parents, I grew up Catholic. Even though I'm not Catholic right now, I don't regret being brought up religious. I'm actually glad I was brought up religious, because I had values and I had principles, and I think that's something that in school that should be implemented to an extent. There shouldn't be like commandment, because I know that's how it was back then, but there should be an option, in school, where if you want to go and learn about God in all religions, you should be able to do that. Not just one religion, but I feel like there is truth in every single religion, and that should be implemented in the school system, especially because we are paying for the public education. It is not free, ladies and gentlemen. We are paying for it with our taxes. Mm-hmm. So if we're paying for it with our taxes, we should have a right to decide on whether we want our kids to learn about it or not. And if majority of people say we should, then we should. And majority of people say we don't, then we don't. Just like how they did with uniforms, how parents voted for uniforms, same concept.
I think, you're onto something, right? I do believe that religion should be taught, but like as an elective, like that, not like a primary thing. But you not decide
if you want to join that class.
And also, I think the same for science, but to a certain degree, because there are certain things that you should learn. Like it should be mandatory for you to learn in science, like when you go to school for science. Like, biology, I think is really important. Right. Things like that. Maybe a little bit of chemistry, but not too deep into chemistry, because you're not going to be a freaking chemist, dude. Unless, if you want, like, deeper understanding of, like, chemicals. I mean, you should learn the periodic table. I think that's important. Like, knowing the elements and stuff like that. At least show it to the kids, at least. If they don't grab it, then whatever.
I wasn't one of those kids.
But the whole, like, learning the formulas and, like, the A and the 2 and when you mix math and words, no, bro. No, I'm not gonna be a fucking chemist. I'm not Walter White. I'm not gonna start making fucking meth, like my fucking RV, okay? So, unless you want to do that, that should be an option for you to choose, right? Like an elective, like you were saying.
Yeah, I really think that the education system is completely indoctrination. I don't really believe. I mean, honestly, maybe it was not a point. I don't know. I came in the 2000s. We're both immigrants, legal immigrants. So
on a plane.
Yeah, we came on a plane. Very important.
Not a raft.
So I definitely don't think the public education system is doing what it's supposed to be doing. So I definitely am one of those people that believe that there's a lot to change in the system, and that's why I'm pro, putting God in school as an elective. I think that's rational, and I definitely don't think that we should be taking so many classes. Like why do you need? What was another one that we took? Was it space science? We took so many stupid science classes.
The Earth and space.
Yeah, why? Who cares?
Some of that stuff was important to know, but a lot of it was
the majority of it is not important.
Like freaking knowing about earthquakes and what they read on the chart or whatever, like plate tectonics. Like I maybe a little bit of that, just a little bit to have like a little understanding. But
I guess to be able
they
to
went deep into it with like coordinates and like graph data, all that. I'm like, you don't need to know all that stuff, man. You don't need to know.
You see, those are classes that are really not necessary, and yet we're being forced to learn them. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I think what's more important than that is, I don't know, health education. Why isn't that in the school system?
Yeah.
Why aren't we learning about health?
Yeah.
Why is physical education, which is correlated to health but it's totally different, why is that an elective? That should be mandatory.
When they teach you biology, they don't really go too deep. Like, they talk about the human body and all that, but they don't go too deep into that. They just start talking about like animals, at least when the way they taught us, at least.
Right.
It was like the animals and bacteria and cells and all that. But about health, body health, what you should eat, what you shouldn't eat, how certain carbs affect you, like things like that.
Yeah, they don't talk about that.
They don't.
Sex ed.
And if they did, it was very brief.
Right. No, they don't. They do not teach you about health education. So there's no health education.
Or sex ed, like you were just about to say.
There's no sex ed, which is extremely important, especially in high school. Everybody's having sex in high school. At least back in the day. I don't know about now. Kids now.
They're still doing the same thing, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
I mean,
kids now are so
teenagers are still teenagers at the end of the day.
Yeah, but kids now are so, what's that word I'm looking for? Sheltered. Compared to how we were when we were kids.
Shelter doesn't stop you from being horny, so.
Yeah, but it's the same thing, they have their phones now.
I mean, if anything, it's easier now. Think about it. They got technology. You just hit somebody up on a dating app or whatever, just social media. It's way easier now.
Yeah, but it's not like how we were.
And girls are easier too. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Especially with the kind of music they're listening to.
Girls are.
Which we'll get into that music industry.
Sure.
Yeah, that's something. That's a whole other rabbit hole.
So you don't have God in the school system, not even as an elective. You don't have health education. You don't have physical education as a mandatory thing. It's an elective, which means most people aren't gonna pick it.
Right.
And then what's another one we don't have sex ed.
Right, sex ed.
So it's just, there's so many things that actually are more important.
And financial education, which is super important.
Right, exactly. So it's like, it makes me think I don't trust the system right now, and I don't think anybody that is reasonable, I'm not even talking about people that believe in God, people that can reason can resonate that the education system, public education, is not what it's supposed to be at all. I mean, when did the education board, the Board of Education, I think that was implemented in the late 70s, early 80s.
When they what?
When they created that.
When they created the whole structure.
Yeah, the whole when they created a bureaucracy in the education system. Before the 80s, that wasn't a thing.
Right.
And then after the 80s, the education system has gone down the drain.
Wasn't it in the 60s?
No, it was. 60s? I believe it was implemented in the 80s. I mean, we can fact check this.
Yeah.
But
Jamie, hit it up. We'll have a Jamie one day.
Yeah, for sure. We'll get there. Right now, we are the Jamies. We're the Jamies and the Joe Rogans at the same time. But let's say it was implemented in the 80s. We have to fact check that. Yeah. But let's say it was implemented then. Where is the statistics, the numbers that prove that implementing that has helped us long term? It hasn't. We've become dumber as a society, not smarter.
I agree.
is it really worth having the education? You know,
but the thing
the
is
Board of
that
Education,
at least for public schools, the purpose of that structure is not to make you smart or intelligent or independent at all. It's a complete opposite. They just want button pushers. They want people who can work the factories and, work the just regular blue collar workers. They don't want people who think outside the box. They don't want extroverted people. They don't want people who want to open up their own businesses, entrepreneurs. They don't want that shit.
Yeah, I mean, I realized, I remember going into college, not getting the 2 years. So I got my 2 years, and I liked it a lot. I enjoyed my 2 years. I went to Miami-Dade, which, by the way, guys, it's a community college. Anybody can join. It's not that serious. But I had a good time because I was studying something I liked, which was criminal justice. And then when I was done with that, I went into Florida International University, which is another public education. Anybody can join there. It's not that serious. I'm not an academic. I like to learn, but I'm not one of those super I need to get straight A's. I wasn't one of those kids. I was more of I'd rather you know who I am than you know how good I am in school. I thought that was more important to me. My reputation was more important than my grades. But my mom didn't care. As long as I passed, she was good. And when I went to FIU, I was studying politics. That's when I rekindled with Laz. Me and Laz knew each other in high school. And being in FIU, I realized how robotic people are.
Oh yeah.
And not only just robotic, it's a hive mentality.
Oh yeah.
So if you, as a rebellious person, and I'm very, very rebellious, that's why we get along, because we're rebellious in different ways. But we still don't like the status quo. We don't like to follow the current. We like to go against the current. So when I was in politics in FIU, I realized how out of place I was. And I don't mind being out of place. I've been out of place my whole life. But it's the fact that they really condition you when you're already in the bachelor's degree mindset that you have to think only one way. And if you don't think that way, you're wrong.
Yep.
And we're going to make you feel bad for thinking differently.
Yeah, it's a hive mind mentality, like you said. I mean, it's cognitive dissonance at its finest. Cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance.
Okay, what is it?
It's basically when it's a belief system that you follow, and that when that belief system that you follow is threatened by something that's the opposite, you go in the attack mode. And you go beyond logic, and when you're presented logical things to counter that, you just no, and no, because cognitive dissonance. You've been brainwashed to think that this is what it is. This is the truth.
So people that have Trump derangement syndrome are cognitive dissonance people.
I mean, just anybody who believes a thing very, very wholeheartedly, hardcore.
I mean, you can believe something hardcore and not have cognitive dissonance.
I mean, yeah.
I guess it depends on the belief.
Depends on the belief and the kind of person you are, Because you can believe in something but still be open to a debate,
Right.
Right?
Yeah, but I feel like a lot of people aren't. There was this guy, shout out to you, by the way. I'm going to talk about you. That's how much you really annoyed me on Instagram. I love when people go crazy on Instagram. I really do. I like the engagement. But some people go a little too far and they just continue the same thing over and over again. So I've learned that if I want to tell somebody to F off without saying it, back then I used to say it and I didn't care, but I realized that you don't win anybody that way. So you have to kill them with kindness, not with salt. And I literally told them, if you want to have a conversation, we can debate it. Let's schedule time and we'll debate it live. And the guy stopped messaging me. So I feel like a lot of people are really quick to be, I call them text warriors.
Text warriors.
But when it push comes to shove and it's time for them to start saying what they got to say out loud for everybody to hear them, that's when they're like, nah, just kidding. Yeah,
because it's easy to hide behind a computer and speak your mind, but when you're actually confronted by adversity or somebody who's actually confronting your views, then
it makes you think, okay, so do you really believe in that? If you're not willing to debate it, do you really believe in what you're talking about?
A lot of it is regurgitated nonsense that you just hear in the news or from whatever media outlet you listen to. A lot of these people don't really know what the hell they're even talking about.
I know.
So
It upsets me.
I mean,
It upsets
of
me.
course, understandable.
There's
Because you're a person like who fights for her beliefs, and like what you say is what you think, and it's your opinion.
Yeah.
Right. You just don't. You're not just like listening to regurgitated shit. Like you have a perception.
Yep. I have critical
thinking. Yep.
Yes.
Which is a thing to not promote in high school or any. I think the only time that critical thinking was, important or was being applied was elementary school. I swear to God, that's the only time I remember.
Math teaches you critical thinking.
Yeah, but like I'm talking about in general, just everything.
I'm not a good math person, so
me either.
If we're gonna use math as a way to dictate my critical thinking, then I don't have any critical thinking. So I disagree that only math can create critical thinking.
No, I mean I don't think that either. You need critical thinking for everything.
I wanna switch topics here, so because I think we went off track, which is normal. We're gonna do this often.
I mean, we're talking about the education system, but
I wanted to hit back on the whole God. You said that you were an atheist and you believed in science.
Mm-hmm.
What made you believe in science and now God?
Wait, restate that question.
So you still believe in science, right?
Yeah, I mean, not as much as before. Like,
it's a tool.
Of course.
Okay. So, but now that you believe in God now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's important to
get there.
Okay. So it was quite a journey to go from being an atheist, a full-blown atheist, to now like actually believing in a God. All right. So, and I'm not talking about the bearded guy in the sky, whatever, all that angry God. I'm just talking about a creator, a higher being, something that made us, reason why we're here. The whole journey was long. A lot of it had to do with taking heavy amounts of LSD, mushrooms, psychedelics, things like that expand your mind and open your perception to things that are beyond the spectrum of this reality, right?
Fun times, guys.
Yeah.
We're not telling you guys to do any LSD.
We don't advocate for that, right. But that's just how I got there. For me, that's how it worked, right? And then just doing a lot of that, I started to see things, experience things that made me question reality and what we've been taught and everything we've been taught. So I started looking into conspiracy theories, like all these things. Obviously 9/11, like everybody else. That's where you start.
I was just gonna ask you. Okay.
As a matter of fact, actually, even before I started tripping, I would look into those things. I was always interested in like mysteries and things like that, and conspiracy theories. Always like, I found that interesting, So it was a mix of LSD, conspiracy theories, and just personal life experiences that eventually led me to believe that science isn't the one true answer. I believe it's a mix of both spirituality and science. I think those two things together can help us find the answers we're looking for.
So the reason why I brought up God and I was telling you that I wanted to talk about that first is because I did tell people that I was going to hit abortion.
Oh, shit.
That's a topic.
We're going to go there.
And
all right.
it does connect to science and God.
Okay.
At the same time.
It does.
It
does have to do with life.
Right. So I thought it made sense to have that conversation. So,
the slippery slope that is abortion.
Yes, a very slippery slope. So I actually had a really good debate a while ago with a lot of liberals. We have a lot of liberal friends.
We use too many.
What do you mean? We do have a lot of liberal friends. And it's funny because your cousin the other day was like, I don't know how you can be friends with liberals. I'm like, because, that's...
You gotta have an open...
friends of all colors, If not, you're going to be stuck in an echo chamber.
All colors?
Yeah, all colors, all varieties. Yeah, liberals
all kinds, right?
Yeah, sure. And when we were having this conversation, like the debate with the liberal friends, they were very pro-science, but don't really believe in a God. Yeah,
the same thought pattern that I was.
Yeah, so like when you're very pro-science and you don't really believe in a higher power, abortion is like, it's whatever. It's normal. It's it's like drinking water. Yeah, everybody has a right to drink water, so everybody should have a right to abort a child. And because I've gone through, I've gone through like really heavy stages in this conversation.
Who's that? You got a chat.
Yeah. Anybody on the chat? I wish I had my laptop.
Oh shit. Oh, it's Jesse.
Oh, okay.
Did he message you?
I don't know. No, he didn't. He hasn't messaged me. So Jesse should be coming, guys.
He said he's here.
Jesse. Oh, is he here?
That's what he says in the chat.
That's funny. Yeah, go outside. I'm gonna share my story on how I got to where I'm at right now. So, I used to be very pro-choice once upon a time, because in the public school system, you are taught to be a feminist. You are indoctrinated to believe that you have a right to do whatever you want with your own body. So because you are taught that in school, to me, I thought it was perfectly normal. My body, my choice. It's a great marketing strategy. I honestly, I give it to the liberals. They have a phenomenal marketing strategy. They're really good with names. But I started going down this path of spirituality. I mean, I've always believed in God. I've never had an atheist moment in my life. I'm grateful for that, because a lot of people can't say that. So, because I've always believed in God, I understood that there is boundaries, there are limits, and I started recognizing that life is important. So because life is important, my life is important, I realize all life is important. So I started just kind of like reading other people's perspectives on why they're pro-life. And I started looking into other women. And I started thinking to myself, I think that abortion is not a constitutional right, because it's not. There's nowhere in a constitution that says that you have a right to abort. But at the same time, because it was something that has already been implemented, and it's been implemented for so long, we've realized, okay, we do need it to an extent depending on a person's circumstance. So I do believe that abortion is the appropriate thing to do depending on the circumstance of the woman. So, for example, if the woman was raped, she has a right to say, I don't want to have this child. That is her right at the end of the day. Another thing that I think makes perfect sense is if it's a child having a child. I think that that's something that a child should not have to go through, And a lot of people believe that because somebody is pro-life, that they want that they don't agree with any abortion, and that is false. That is an extremist mentality. Just because somebody is pro-life does not mean they don't respect pro-choice. It just means that we're going to choose life most of the time. For example, I don't think it's morally okay. It goes back to morality too. That's why God is a big play in this. I don't think it's okay for a woman who's in college having a good time, being a slut, and she thinks it's okay to be a slut because it's been normalized in music and in television to be a slut, that if she has sex unprotected with a guy she does not trust and she gets pregnant, that because she doesn't want to bear the burden of being a mother to a father that she does not love or trust, that it's perfectly fine for her and the man to end a pregnancy. I don't think that's a valid reason to abort. I think abortion has reasons, and those reasons have to be set in stone, and it should only be 3. If the woman gets raped, if it's a child who got pregnant, or if it's a mother who cannot have the child because it's gonna affect her life or the child's life. Maybe the child died inside of her. You know, there's the different medical circumstances, but those are not the common ones. The common ones for a woman to abort is, I don't want this to burden my life, for financial reasons too, because a lot of women are not having kids because they feel like they can't afford to have kids. That's not a valid reason to abort. If you believe that you're financially not ready to be having a child, then it's logical as an adult to say, okay, I need to protect myself because I don't have the money to be having a kid. So to me, a lot of women are like, oh, you know, they want to remove abortion, you know, and it's like, no, we don't want to remove abortion. What we want to remove is this mentality that you can just abort at any moment in time, because life is valuable. Life has meaning, and you are nobody to play God unless your life is at stake. That's pretty much it. I think it's just that. If your life is at stake, or if you're a child having a child. But those are very, like 1% of population. Majority of women that want to abort, it's just because they don't want to handle the pressure.
You're saying like it shouldn't be so like commercialized, like
no, it shouldn't be.
Freaking McDonald's got for Burger King, have it your way. You know, you go in there, fucking get an abortion, come out. Like it's not a fucking factory, you know. Like at least that's what they're selling it as. Like you could just go in there and come out. And that's it. You know, you don't got no baby no more. No more responsibilities. So of course people are gonna take advantage of that. It should be harder for you to get an abortion.
And not only that, not only harder, it shouldn't even be something that should be like how can I put it? I don't want to use the word accepted, but it's not something that's like oh, I think I'm gonna have an abortion. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Instead of like saying, oh, I'm not used to this mic thing. It's like, I think if a woman's gonna have an abortion, it's because that is like the last resort type thing. Mm-hmm. You know, it shouldn't be something. It shouldn't even be the first thing on your mind. It should be that, because at the end of the day, you are ending life. And I feel like so many women nowadays, like if you're pro-abortion to the extent of that you believe that women that are pro-choice believe that you shouldn't have a right to abort, what you're pretty much saying is, I'm God. I don't really believe in God because I think it's perfectly fine for a woman to abort. And at that, with that mentality, that means they can abort at any moment in time.
Yeah.
With that mentality.
Like, I mean, yeah,
there are no limits.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they're making it like it's a fast food place. You know, you just go in, come out. That's it. Easy peasy.
And it shouldn't be free.
Yeah, definitely not free. Hell no.
I don't think it should be free at all. I think you should pay for that. Which is one of the arguments I made with one of the liberals that I had a debate with. Like, they obviously, the minute you tell a woman that's liberal that you are pro-life, they get so triggered. It amazes the shit out of me, because it's like, because the end of the day, it
goes against their belief.
But it's my belief to believe.
Cognitive dissonance.
You know, so it's like, if I'm not gonna get triggered because you're pro-choice, so why are you getting triggered because I'm pro-life? Because you want pro-choice to be normalized. You want that to be this thing where like all women and men should be pro-choice, and that's not that. At the end of the day, we have choices here. At least as of right now, we still have choices for now. You know, we'll see later on how things happen. What's going on with Jesse? Is he coming? Is he not coming?
Yeah, he's coming. He's on the way. He's like a few minutes away.
Oh, okay. You guys were loud as hell out there, bro. These Cubans, I swear to God, it's like they forget.
Oh, you heard me from over there?
Yeah, bro, you guys are super loud. I think everybody heard you from over there.
Nah. You gotta speak into the mic.
Is that I don't know how loud I am.
To the mic. Like, you can't put that too close.
I don't know how loud I am, you know.
So Jesse was telling us we gotta speak into the mic because it grabs your voice.
Like this.
Yeah. Like just get close.
You know why that's why they have headphones, guys. That way we can hear our tone. I think that's why they have headphones. We need to adjust
that a little bit.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is the first time we use this thing, so bear with us. The show will get better as we continue to practice. This is literally practice streaming. since all I've ever done is pre-records, reels, stuff like that, stories.
Damn, Chad's dead though.
It's all right.
Yeah, it's all right. We'll get more people
It's
eventually.
Right. yeah. I mean, I can talk forever, whether there's an audience or I don't. Doesn't really matter. I'm here to say what I gotta say, and if you don't like it, sucks to suck. No, I'm kidding.
So, what's your view on God?
I've always believed in God. I was just talking about that. I've always believed in God, so I've never I don't know. I've always believed in God.
Okay, you believe in God. That's cool and everything. A lot of people believe in God, but what's your perspective on God?
God makes you humble. If you really believe in God, God makes you humble. God makes you feel like you are a speck of nothing because
it's something so grand.
It's something so grand, and it also makes me feel. How can I put it? It makes me feel like I can pretty much do anything I put my mind to because I know that God is gonna be there with me. I also believe that God is faith, it's hope, it's forgiveness, it's acceptance, it's courage, and we need that right now. So that's
more than ever.
Yeah, that's why I decided to do this podcast in the first place, is because we need more women having these conversations. The majority of people that are doing
not just
podcasts,
women. I mean, everybody.
But the majority of people that are doing these podcasts are men, not women. And at the end, men have a different perspective. We don't think the same.
Definitely not.
Even though feminists swear that we're equal or want to be equal, but we're not. We're totally different. So for a woman to think very similar to what other men are thinking is not common, because most women are going to kind of gravitate towards the whole pro-choice, do whatever you want to do you boo boo, what's like the what most women are believing now too. They can do whatever a guy can do.
Oh, feminism.
It's just
definitely not.
The whole feminist agenda.
Listen, man. Women cannot do everything a man can do. Just like how a man cannot do everything a woman can do. We can't get pregnant. We can't have our periods. It's not. We're not equal in that sense.
Even though Tim Waltz did want to put tampons in boys' bathrooms, so I do believe he thinks men and boys can have their period.
That's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I do believe that. So you know what? Now that we're hitting that, I started thinking a lot this whole week about whether people that don't vote and do vote. We specifically
directly on the mic.
I'm not used to this, man. I feel like because I'm talking to you, so it's
fine. You could just look at me through there.
I feel like right now voting is something that's extremely important. And back then I didn't really notice. I didn't want to come to the conclusion that voting is important. So I used to be one of those people, just like I used to be a pro-choice person, and I used to be very feminist. Laz can vouch. Laz has known me since high school. And I used to believe that your voting didn't matter. And the reason why I've changed my mind and I don't believe that anymore is because the choices I make for my future matter. So why doesn't voting matter? You're voting for your future. You're voting for the country's future. And that's going to affect us long term.
I think a lot of people lost their, belief in voting with the whole election thing. The whole Biden and Trump election. A lot of people think that election was stolen, that it was rigged, So that people lost a lot of faith in the voting system. It just looked like our voting system was a joke. And not just U.S. citizens saw it, the whole world saw that, right? So I think that's why now a lot of people don't believe in voting as much as they used to.
But even though it goes
they had dead people voting
it goes back
You
to
know?
it goes back to God. It goes back to believing in God. If at the end of the day we're all living here together, right?
Jesse says he should hold the mic like I'm doing,
Okay.
but like have it like. Let's fix that.
Yeah.
Just keep talking.
Okay. So I genuinely believe that if you believe in a higher power and you believe that God is real, that God is hope, that God is faith, that God is courage, acceptance, then it doesn't matter what happened in an election where you think that the votes were stolen and that you believe that there was fraud. And okay, just because there was fraud shouldn't stop anybody from voting. I didn't vote. I did vote my first time, and I voted for a libertarian, which was a waste of a vote. It was a waste of a vote because at the end of the day, it didn't go anywhere. But I didn't want to vote for Trump, and I didn't want to vote for Hillary Clinton. I definitely didn't want to vote for Hillary Clinton. And then the second time around, I didn't vote because I didn't think it was important. So I didn't go out of my way to vote, and I regret it. And a lot of people that did not vote now regret it because now we're seeing the repercussions of it. You know, and I've also learned that it's better to vote, even if you're going to vote for a shitty candidate, than to not vote at all. Because I think not voting at all is much worse because you're choosing to not have any accountability for your decisions at all.
Well, that's okay. So I'm gonna have to disagree partially with that. So the whole point of freedom of speech, of just pursuit of happiness, the whole point of this country is to come here and do what you want to do that makes you happy, right? Not everybody's gonna vote. Not everybody is gonna think the way you are, and that's fine because that's the whole point of this country. Because if you say everybody has to vote, that just sounds like a communist country. You're making people do something that maybe don't want to do, and that's the whole point, right?
I'm not saying
that's why voting is a privilege, not.
I mean, yeah, it's a voting right, which is a privilege. It can be taken away from you like any other right.
That's why it's a privilege.
But I'm not saying you have to. I'm saying if you care about your future, you should vote.
But that's your perspective.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
But I think that's a logical perspective to have. If we want to go back to science here, if you want to be thinking, those of us who believe in science, which is like the majority of people that believe in science, if you believe in science and you believe in logic.
Not everybody believes in politics. And
why not?
Politics can do.
But why not though?
Just like how not everybody believes in God.
But if you believe in science, why not believe in politics? That is a science. It's called political science.
Say that again?
If you believe in science, you should believe in politics because it is a science.
I don't think so.
I mean, then why is it called political science?
I don't think it's that black and white.
It's not.
I don't think
Neither
it's
is
that black
science.
and white.
Science is not black and white.
Just because you believe in science doesn't mean you have to believe in political science. Just because you have a background in science, that doesn't make sense.
If you believe in science, which is a process.
Okay.
That's what science is a method. It's a process. Mm-hmm. It's a process to get to an answer. And that answer is not always going to be 100% because it can change at any moment in time. Politics is the same thing. It's a process. So if you don't believe in the process, what are we talking about? What are we doing here? Like what is the point if we don't trust or believe in a process? That's like saying, I don't trust the process that God has for me. I don't know what it is.
You can
but I trust it.
So you can believe in science. That's like, if you want to say believe, or you can trust in science and not trust in politics. Just because you trust in science doesn't mean you have to trust in politics.
Okay, but why?
Especially when in politics there's a lot of lies.
Okay, in science there's not a lot of lies.
Of course.
Okay,
but
so then,
but still, what I'm saying is, just because you believe in science doesn't mean you have to believe in politics.
the only reason why people believe in science and they don't believe in politics is because you were indoctrinated to believe in science since you were a child. Nobody told kids
You
about
can be
politics,
indoctrinated to believe in politics too.
but you're not. There's no politics in school unless you want to consider civics. Civics, I guess.
You're talking to the mic.
I can't. I need. We need.
Bring it down. No, just
need
talking to the
headphones.
mic.
'Cause I can't.
Stop looking at me. You have to talk
Because I'm
directly
talking
to
to
the mic.
you.
Look, just look at the screen over there.
But like, I don't know if in the school system we had politics where we were actually educated on political science, then maybe your argument would make more sense. But if all we've ever known is science, then of course people don't trust politics and they trust science. That's all they know is science. They don't know politics. For you to know politics, you have to actually go and learn about politics on your own. You're not going to get a course on it unless you study political science, or you actually go out of your way and start reading books about presidents and history. Most people don't know anything about history. If you don't know anything about history, which is political science, then you don't know what's going on right now. You don't know how to make a correct decision for the future.
That I agree on.
But it all connects. Not science. History connects with civics. History and civics connects with political science. All those things connect. So you can't have one without the other. You can't say, "Oh, I don't trust politics, but I trust history." No, you gotta trust both. What you got for me, Maz? Come at me.
I don't agree with that.
305 till I die.
I don't agree with that. I agree with the whole thing about history, and if you don't know your history, you're definitely doomed to repeat it.
Right, correct.
History
How does that
does
not correlate
help
with
you.
politics?
Well, history and politics go hand in hand. You can't deny that.
Okay, so then how can you not trust politics but trust history if they go
But just
hand in
because
hand?
they go hand in hand, doesn't mean you have to trust it. Not everybody has that perspective.
What don't you trust
About what?
about politics? What don't you trust?
What don't I trust about politics?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not everything you hear is true. A lot of it is false promises that they're just saying to get a vote, right? At the end of the day, once they'll say whatever they need to say to get elected. The proof is in the pudding. Once they're in office, to see what they actually end up doing, which is usually not at all what they said they were going to do. And that's been proven time and time again.
But then you're going back to that mentality of voting doesn't matter. If voting doesn't matter, then no decision in your life matters.
I didn't say voting doesn't matter. I didn't say I believe that that's a fact, right? What I was arguing is that not everybody has to vote just because you think voting is important.
No, not everybody has to vote, but I'd rather somebody vote, even if they're voting for the opposite of the opponent that I'm voting for, than not voting at all. Not voting at all to me is you watching somebody get raped and you don't do anything about it. That to me
that's
is
a little
equivalent.
extreme.
I mean that's
a little extreme. That's very extreme. It is not the same thing.
There's zero.
It is not at all the same thing. Getting raped and not voting is not. That is not the same thing.
You're seeing it in literal sense.
All right, hold on. Keep talking.
You're seeing it in a literal. He's seeing it in a literal sense. But to me, if you don't vote, then you can literally play each side. And if you can play each side, then you're never going to have accountability. You can literally talk shit about both sides. You're never going to be wrong. You're never going to be right. And at the end of the day, when you're in war, you got to pick a side. You're not going to be in the middle in the trenches because you're going to die. So you got to pick red or blue, green or yellow.
I disagree.
But you do have to make a decision. In life, you have to make decisions.
Sometimes I'm making a choice is the choice. It depends on the situation.
Yeah, obviously.
Choosing
to watch somebody get raped and not doing anything about it is a choice. Is it the right choice? Is what I'm saying. Is it the right choice?
It's not the ethical, moral choice.
Why is it not?
Because right and wrong is a perspective. Now we're getting into perspectives. Because right and right is just a perspective. What you think is right, I might think is wrong. Now, you can't say right or wrong. It's about ethics. Is it ethical? No, it's not ethical to watch somebody get raped and just not help.
Okay, why not?
It's not ethical because it's somebody who's getting hurt. And if you can prevent it, You should.
Okay, and how does that not correlate with not voting? If you
We were talking about
if you don't vote,
right and wrong for a second there.
if you don't vote,
Not about voting. We veered away from that.
no, I never left. If you don't vote, it's easy.
Oh,
to
that's
not
right. You
have-
think that not voting and getting
yes,
raped
it's very.
is the same thing.
It's the same thing. Yes. If you don't vote, there's no accountability for you at all.
No
You're
accountability.
getting like there's zero accountability. You because you're not picking a side. You're choosing to just stay in the middle.
Mm.
And it's like, no, pick a side. Stop being a coward.
Well, there you go.
What hill are you
Hold
willing
on.
to die on?
So then you're just insulting somebody who doesn't want to vote, calling them a coward because you feel strongly about voting.
I mean, hey man.
So then
the truth hurts,
now
doesn't
you're imposing on my right, my liberty to choose not to vote because you feel
I mean,
strongly
I'm not
about
imposing.
it.
I'm
You
not-
are. You're insulting somebody, calling them a coward, saying you should vote because it's important. Because if you don't do it, you're not held accountable, and you have to choose a
It's not
side.
about
No,
holding
you don't have to
accountable.
choose a side. You don't have to choose a side.
You do have to choose.
You can
a side.
choose not to choose a side. That's the thing with free will. You can't force people to do things. You can't force
Obviously
people to
not.
think. But if you're saying obviously not, but you're saying like you should.
Okay, obviously we have choices to make, but it doesn't change the fact that by you not voting,
Mm-hmm.
you're not helping anybody, including yourself, by not voting because you decided to just. Like,
But you're just saying
who
that.
cares?
But you're just
It
saying
doesn't
that
matter.
because you feel strongly about it, right?
no, because I didn't vote. I've been there, so that's what I'm saying. Like,
Okay, but you changed your mind.
yes, that's why. That's why I that's
And why did
I
you change
think
your
this-
mind? Because you have what?
Because I realized
have-
that I was wrong for not voting.
Because you have free will to change
Well,
your mind.
obviously you have free will.
Nobody forced you into
No,
making.
they didn't.
Okay.
But I made a realization that you cannot, that you should, not even you can't or shouldn't. It's about, it's, if you believe in something, then not choosing a side defeats the purpose of believing something. So to me, even though it sounds extremist to a lot of people, the majority of people, I think, should vote. Like, I mean, if you have people that are not even supposed to be voting are voting, then why are people that can vote not voting? Is it because they don't, like, I don't know. To me, you should want to vote. You should want to participate in society. Like, if you're not participating in society, like, do you I just don't feel like you care. And of course you have a right to not care. Obviously,
go.
You have a right to not care.
Now you're getting it.
But it's wrong.
Well,
We go back to
right or wrong. No, it's not right or wrong. It's not ethical.
Okay, unethical means wrong. It's unethical, that means it's wrong. It's seen as bad. No, boo-boo. Pow-pow.
I think it has a deeper meaning than just right or wrong. Not ethical. You know?
Okay, like what?
Like, I don't know. Just when you say it's right or wrong, that's more... I mean, ethics is
It is
perspective,
perspective.
as well. It is perspective. Hey!
Dude, he was like,
DJ
like, quiet and shit.
Lockdown.
He was trying to be all quiet
Well,
and shit.
shit, I mean... Say hello to the camera.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me make some space for you. Oh shit. Move along, Missy.
No, I'll stay here for.
Oh, you're gonna be there?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
gonna see if I can connect this.
Alright.
And see.
Careful
Yeah,
with
me and Laz are having a debate on people that don't vote.
I think they hear you guys good. It's just you gotta like directly. You say que esta así de así. No debe ser así, pero like you know what I mean?
like this?
Yeah.
Like this?
Wherever the mic is.
Wherever the mic is.
Está arriba, pero bueno.
Alright.
Yeah.
This whole time it's been up
¿Qué
there.
imaginas tú? Tampoco.
Yeah. I think so. I don't know. I gotta hear here.
I mean, you're the one hearing, so.
So what are you saying?
That he's saying that that it's fine for people not to vote, and I'm disagreeing with you. It's not fine for people not to vote because we were there and we realized shit, we should have voted, because now we're like, damn, we didn't vote and people think your vote doesn't count. It does count. It definitely does count because you feel it while that person is in office. You feel it financially. You like there's like tension. At least I felt it. Did you feel it? Or is it just me?
That's not the point of what you felt, didn't feel. The point is that you have the right to vote. Like, you have the right to choose to vote or not to vote. That's the whole point, right? That's the beauty of it, right? Not everybody wants to vote. Not everybody wants to choose to vote because maybe they don't believe in the system or they just don't fucking want to because it's America. Welcome to America, bitch. Like,
that orange.
Orange.
Yo.
Okay. Yes, I get it. Whole free will, America. I'm totally down for it. Liberty and freedom, something that the Democrats are totally against. But that's not. But if we go back to it, if you don't vote, do you care? And if you don't care, like, what's the point?
What's the point of what?
Like, you're reaping. Okay, you're affecting everybody by not voting. To me, I think it's worse you not voting than you voting for the opposite
you just okay, but like you just keep circling back to the same thing.
Because I'm trying to prove my point.
There's no point to prove. The point is that you can choose to vote, others can choose not to.
I believe that you can choose to vote.
Obviously, you can choose to vote, guys.
You know, and it is what it is. That's the country you are in.
Yes, but the point is, those who choose not to vote.
The moment you forced to vote because you feel strongly about it, you force people, hey, you have to vote because I feel this is a strong thing that you should do because I say so.
The majority, but the majority of people that don't.
That's what I'm saying.
But the majority of people that don't vote, they don't vote because of the simple fact that they don't believe in the system. And if you don't, and to me that's a load of horseshit. If you don't believe in the system, why are you even here? You obviously do believe in the system. That's why you're living in the United States of America. So if that's not the case, then why are you here? You obviously believe in the system. So that's not the reason why people don't vote. They don't vote because they don't want to be accountable for making the wrong decision. Because at the end of the day, we have to make decisions in life.
Just tone it down a little bit.
I can't tell if this is fucking loud or not, bro. I need fucking headphones.
No, I think you need to. Is that thing your way? Is that the front? Or
I don't know, man. I don't know how to use this thing.
I think it was.
Isn't it a 360 anyway? Like, it doesn't really.
It does, but there's a one K. It's right there. But you sound good. I was listening to it, and you can hear you, but it's just that he sounds more like on the mic. That's all.
Oh, because I'm actually like.
Yeah, because you're like.
Because he's like.
And you don't have to. You sometimes appease. You gotta like. Like what do you say? Because you're like.
I'm too close.
Yeah, too close.
Okay, so like this is good right here.
Like that, like.
Oh, okay.
Or at least like the thing being exactly.
Yeah, like this. Okay, chill.
So that's why I'm like you're. This is the mic. Y tú estás hablando para acá, so you're not directly.
Because she keeps looking at me. I'm telling her you need to stop looking at me.
So you need what he's doing.
Yeah.
With the mic in his hand.
Yeah, I know.
No, she just needs to look at the screen.
Oh, can you lower that or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't know how to do it.
Lower it all the way.
No, that's not what he's talking about.
Oh, JK. All right.
It's I think it's this one right here.
Yeah. What is that, like a twist, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, hold that.
And then you can make that shorter.
Yeah. ¿Cómo es?
That one.
Here. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, guys. Yes.
Así, ¿no? Is
Yeah,
that
yeah.
close enough? Or
Yeah.
Before?
No, it's
She might be too far because she's gonna lean back.
Are you gonna lean back? Alright.
lean back. Lean back.
Ponlo ahí in your comfortable and then I'm gonna just close it.
Yeah, that's good.
All right.
Yeah. It's still. Oh, you can put it further more.
My argument is not that there should be a mandatory. My argument is not that there should be a mandatory law that forces everybody to vote, because that defeats America. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if you do not vote, you are choosing to not have accountability,
and that's okay.
Okay,
and that's okay. You can choose to be not accountable.
That's it. That's my.
That's
point.
the point.
That's my freaking point.
Okay, then that's it. Let's move past that because that's all it is. There's no more to it. You can't keep circling back to the same thing because you're just trying to prove your point where there is something else to prove.
Yeah, that's.
You're trying to force your point at that point.
You think you got jokes?
Oh! She mad now.
You're not funny.
Oh, she mad now.
Can you give me
What do you want?
that cup over there?
This one?
Whichever one, doesn't matter.
That has tea in it. You want tea?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you didn't want any tea.
After all this debating,
Just
give it a damn tea, huh?
have some tea.
Oh man,
Homemade.
some homemade tea. Would you like some tea as well?
I love some tea. Spill the tea.
spill the tea.
Tomorrow.
It's fine. It's Memorial Day.
Don't brag.
Oh, watch out.
Don't brag.
All right.
Tomorrow.
I see you. We unfortunately do.
Some don't even leave.
Nah, they don't give a damn. Let me tell
It
you.
means work.
Yeah, bro. It's in the word, damn it. Labor Day, you gotta labor.
Yeah, bro.
Oh man. So what's another topic you want to hit?
Well, there was abortion,
We hit a little bit of religion there, a little God there,
religion.
abortion.
Do you have more plugs of these?
What plug is that?
Plug.
USB in the back, yeah.
Plug.
You're gonna have to
That side?
on the back.
This side?
Back.
Yeah, that side.
Back.
You're gonna have to get in there.
Boom. Gotta get that.
Damn, that song.
I wish I can hear myself, man. We're gonna get headsets.
So here,
I can. Oh wow, yeah, it sounds great. I understand now what you're talking about.
that's right.
Cool. That's cool. Okay.
Now it sounds better.
I wish I can hear myself, man. We're gonna get.
See, it sounds more close up.
Yeah,
Okay,
sounds
cool.
better, yeah.
Cool.
All
Alright. So,
That's funny.
aside from voting,
You want to talk about some conspiracies?
which one? The most latest one? Or are we
Ooh.
talking the most latest conspiracy or
Oh, what's the craziest, though, man? There's so
the
many.
craziest or the latest?
Oh, you know which one we could talk about? It's crazy. Morgellons.
Nobody knows what that is.
Exactly.
Well, let me not say nobody. Like maybe people.
No, there's people that know about it, but it's very Morgellons.
Ugh, my voice fucking.
That's the one you gotta talk about because I don't know about that.
Morgellons, man.
Oh man, Morgellons. So Morgellons is basically
That sounds so funny.
it's like bioengineered virus created in a lab that pretty much changes your DNA. Like it fucks up your whole body. There's not a lot on it, and people don't really like know where it comes from. A lot of people theorize that it's coming from like what they spray in the air. I don't know if you guys have ever like went outside on a picnic or some shit, or just like lay down on the grass and look at the sky. If you just like focus on the sky for a little bit, eventually you're gonna start seeing like these weird like things in the sky like falling down from the sky, especially if a plane just passed by. Do that shit one day, you'll see like it's really weird. It looks like these little like white little strings, and apparently that's called Morgellon or Morgellons.
What's the point of that?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's the point of why they're spraying that into the air. You tell me. What do you think?
Who's spraying that into the air?
The planes that are doing it, I don't know. I mean, like I don't know who does that, who's behind it. But it's after they're sprayed from the air. I don't know what airline it is. I don't think those are even marked, those airplanes.
How convenient.
I mean, shit.
Ooh, okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
So
So they're like these little like white strings, right? That apparently can like go into you, like they attach into your body, like they go into your skin.
what I would like to know though, for what purpose are these things?
It could be just an
coming from the
experiment.
Sky.
It could just literally be an experimental prototype.
Experimenting on us?
Maybe
Without
it could be nanotechnology
our-
for all we fucking know.
Without our consent?
I mean, what's that? No. Well, well, maybe later. Yeah, because it's not gonna mix.
I don't know, man.
It's not gonna mix with this tea.
This, like the whole spring, the whole like chemtrails and the Morgellons and like eating freaking food that's like super like infested with hormones, or like the fact that they don't teach you what's good oil versus like bad oil.
See, shit like that they should have taught in school.
We go back.
We go back to that. That shit like that they should have taught in school. Fucking.
But it's not convenient to do that, isn't it?
No, definitely not. Financing yourself, taking care of yourself, fucking just learning how to. There should have been a class that shows you how to clean, like how to clean up after yourself, cleaning things in the house, Like that's important, bro.
Okay, yeah, but
they teach that in Japan.
Those are things that your parents should teach you.
I mean,
You know,
right,
those
but
are chores.
Yeah, because the thing is that
That's a little too much.
I don't think so, bro. I think we should do that like with kids like in their early age.
Oh, like okay.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Because not all parents are responsible.
I was thinking
Huh?
as a middle school.
Headphones, like plug-in headphones, like regular headphones.
Yeah, what kind of
I'll probably be able to hear you guys with this.
what kind of? It's just like a regular
Yeah,
like
like a
plug-in, not a.
Yeah.
I think we do, but I have no idea where it is.
Oh shit! I should have.
But like plug-in like USB or just like one of those regular like
Regular,
audio.
like the
old school ones.
one.
I think I got something.
Well, when you go get the tea,
Yeah.
get the headphones. you know you have to make a BRB. I know you guys are potting right now, but
Potting.
I know I just put it wrong. When you should put on BRB because moments like that where you're like, oh, hold on, you put the BRB and then people can just.
I need to find out how to do that.
Awkward background, like you know what I mean?
Yeah. There should be something.
You just put you just do another scene right here. Pop, you click it. I'm gonna do it with. You click it. Actually, here scenes. You see how it says scenes?
Uh-huh.
Boom, and then you make another scene, and then that one you write BRB because you can put something that blocks this.
Okay.
But it's better a scene. You make a little scene. You go to YouTube and find out ways to make your scenes trend like a little thing. I like the only flash. Like you can change it. You can switch it up. So when you switch it, it goes like a whatever. You know, like
okay.
Type of professional. I don't know. You get what I'm saying? He's Cuban. He understands that. Latinos are always like. It can be Mexican. They're always like.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Oh man.
Some guy used to be like, oh, paint through here. He'll talk about that. And I started copying him. I'll be like, yeah.
Oh man.
So you guys were talking about abortion, right? Abortion.
We were talking about abortion.
Yeah,
you know
earlier.
what? This is just a.
Yeah.
I brought it up.
Abortions.
There was an interesting debate I saw with Thomas Knowles and this like Black Lives Matter activist or founder or something, and Michael Knowles. You know what that is? You know what Michael Knowles is?
No.
All right. So Michael Knowles is I believe he's Christian or Catholic, one of those two. He's religious, and obviously conservative. So obviously we know what values he has. And then you have the other guy who is extremist in his mentality. They're both extreme in their own right. But the debate had a really fine line of like, damn, that's good. In what point in time is it no longer the right of the mom now, and it's also the right of the living being inside of her?
That's a good
and
perspective.
They had a really good debate about it because when you kill a woman that's pregnant, they say that's a double murder. So in criminal justice, if you kill somebody that is pregnant, they will literally say you killed two people. So why does that not correlate when it comes to abortion? It's been like that since the dawn of time when it comes to crime.
Right.
So why the double standard? So I thought that was interesting that they brought that up. I was like, how is that not being used in an argument before? And then another one is also, okay, the mother has a right, because she's already like a living conscious person, but the baby also is conscious. So shouldn't the baby have a right too, especially because they can't speak? The mother is speaking for them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the baby is not consenting to leaving this world. The mother is the one consenting for the baby.
Right.
So it made
She's the voice.
Exactly. So it made me really think. I was like, okay, so there has to be a moment in time where you have to obviously value the voice of the baby, even though the baby can't speak, because it's life at the end of the day.
I guess I'm optimistic, but I'm like, whatever. That could have been Hitler right there, right? That could have been Hitler.
You don't freaking know if it could have been
that is the thing, right? You don't know if you're gonna have fucking birth a serial killer.
I mean,
next Einstein, you know.
I'll tell you something. I don't get into these things because of I'm a man, so I don't want to get into something that this is a woman's body and shit. And I'm over here like, no, because my religion said that you. No, I don't get into that because at the end of the day, I'll let a woman be her and control her own thoughts and her what she believes in. Can I be with this kid? Can I put him to adoption? I don't know. Does she want to go through it? Hey, yo, she doesn't want to go through it. She's probably scared. Fuck it. She wants to let it out. That's on her conscience, not us. So to me, I'm like, that's on her. She wants to do it, whatever.
If you both consented to having sex, then that's the
No, I understand what you're saying, but that's more of a religious way of seeing it. When they're just being more like, I'm living in this life. You know what I mean? That's how I see it.
But they're still consenting to it. Rape is different because there's no consent to you having sexual intercourse with a man that forced you. But if you are having sex with a guy and you get pregnant by this guy, you both consented to having sex.
Right.
So if you created this
co-creators.
life, you both created this life. So now, because you guys were not ready for it, you're gonna opt out. I think that life has a voice too.
Of course.
I think freedom of speech goes beyond just the physical. I think freedom of speech goes to the metaphysical.
So then what are you saying? That there shouldn't be any abortions then?
No, I'm saying that abortion should be legal. Well, first of all, it's a state by state thing, but it also should be like there has to be a boundary. There has to be a limit. It can't just be shit. I think I had this conversation with somebody else. I was like, shit, I think there should be like 3 max, bro. Like that's all you get, bro. You get 3 abortions.
3 strikes and you're out.
3 strikes and you're out, dog.
But what if on the third one? True. What if on the third one she gets raped, bro?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
well, I think after, like no, like after the third one. The fourth one.
You know, like that's another thing. Like, how did you get raped and you get aborted and you get pregnant? You don't use Plan Bs. Like that's not a thing. Like you got raped. The first thing on my mind would be let me get a Plan B. You know, just in case. You know.
Okay, but like I don't think Plan B is that effective. Like I mean, it's effective, but it's not like 100%. Is what I mean.
I mean, nothing is.
But that's what I'm saying. Maybe they could take a Plan B, right? But they could still get pregnant. Especially if you've just been assaulted, the first thing you do is like you're just fucking traumatized. You don't even do anything. You know, you got the PTSD. You're just kind of like in shock, and it's a ticking time bomb. Really, the longer you take to take the Plan B, the less effective it is. So it's on a case to case situation.
I mean, at the end of the day, if let's say here in Florida they decide to put a law like you can only have 3 abortions max, and you still have 6 weeks to find out whether you're pregnant or not. Which is pretty wild, but whatever. That's the decision they decided to make here. All right, cool. Okay, well, I'm 12 weeks pregnant. I don't want to keep the baby. I'm going to California. You know, you're still free to abort.
Yeah.
You're just not free to abort in the state you got pregnant in.
Right.
It doesn't mean that we're banning it. It just means you don't get to do it in the state that you decided to have sex in. You know. Yeah. That's just my perspective. But there are women that say no abortion at all. My sister being one of those women. There's a lot of women like her. Because they have kids, they're like, nah, no abortion. Like 0 abortion. No, they don't care whether a child got pregnant. They don't care if it's a rape. There are women that are on that camp. I am not on that camp because that's too extreme. I think that you should be able to do that procedure. It just depends on the circumstances. And of course the state that you're in. You know?
Yeah, I'm with you on that. It's just I believe that it shouldn't be like a fucking McDonald's or fast food. You just go in there.
Abortion on demand.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you were saying. Oh, if you have 3, you have 3 chances. Obviously, that's kind of crazy. If you like in a span of like a couple months, you have 3 abortions. You're gonna look at that person and be like, all right. You're gonna have to close your legs, all right? What's going on here? You know, like decide what's happening. What do you want? You want the baby, or you don't want the baby?
And after the 4th one, you're gonna have to have the baby and just adopt it.
Because people will take advantage, especially if they're getting it for free.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, that's another thing. Are
there any money out of this and
shit? That's another thing. You should not be having free abortions. Yes, you should not have free abortion. That shouldn't even be legal. If you want to have an abortion, you're gonna have to pay for it because at the end of the day. You consented to having sex, so you should pay the price afterwards.
Did y'all hear about that lady who got addicted to getting abortions?
Yeah, that was disgusting.
Yo, Do you know about
That's
this?
weird.
Have you heard about
that's-
this?
Yeah.
No,
That's,
Bro,
that's kind of fucking crazy.
that's satanic.
she had like over 9 abortions, bro.
That's bad.
She was like, I'm getting power out of these babies. Can I keep the placenta? No.
Oh man, that reminds me of another story. Oh my god.
That's so bad.
So I work in a remote job with a moving company, and I heard a story from somebody who lives in Canada. Bro, they found a storage unit that they auctioned off that somebody had, they stopped paying for, so they auctioned it. That lady had freaking jars full of fetuses in there, bro.
The lady
This
was
happened.
doing the abortions.
That's bad.
I don't think all of them are hers. I need to look a little deeper into the story, but she literally had jars of fetuses just like in there, bro. Like who
That
the
is
fuck does
fucking
that?
nasty.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Some
nasty.
freaks out there, man. Some freaks out there.
Bro. That's why laws exist, you know, because some people are a little like, you know, on edge. So we have to control the population to an extent.
Oh yeah, no.
So that's why law and order is a thing.
I think now more than ever, mental disability is a huge problem in this country right now.
That's a
What do you mental? What do you mean mental disability?
Yeah, people who are mentally unstable, like who have a lot of mental issues, who've had traumas in their lives, they never dealt with it, and then that led to some mental, issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy how the generation now is really I don't know, I think social media has become an addiction, but aside from
For sure, 100%.
social media's become an addiction for like the younger generation, but for our generation it's a huge drug problem. At least, well, I don't know about, well, for us it was mainly like cocaine, mollies, ecstasy, stuff like that was
Party
around our
scene,
time.
yeah.
But now it's like meth.
I mean,
Now it's like that
there's
other
also
stuff.
newer
They're
drugs.
leveling up, baby. Leveling up.
Coke ain't doing it no more. You gotta get on that Fetty.
But that's the thing, is
Like
because
weed. Got
there's
some
more.
bitches.
There's more drugs.
We got some battery acid right here.
There's
Some bath salts. Let's
Oh,
become
man.
zombies real quick.
Down here.
Fucking people out here doing drugs that eats your skin alive too. Like that shit's crazy. Crocodile, that shit's crazy, bro.
Yeah, you ever seen that episode of Family Guy when they're licking frogs?
Yeah.
That's basically what's happening.
What is that?
reminds me of Alex Jones.
That's peyote, right? That's peyote?
No,
it's not peyote.
No, I don't know what it's called, but it's not peyote. Peyote's a cactus.
It's a cactus. Just kidding. The frog is something else.
Yes, what they're licking is what's the chemical compound called 5-MeO DMT. It's basically DMT. It's a specific kind of frog, not just any kind of frog.
Psychedelic.
Yeah, it's basically DMT in the poison.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
Gets you high as fuck.
I mean,
He would know.
Nah, I mean I would know, but I didn't do it.
Like-
That shit's wild. I would do it though, but I haven't got my hands on it. It's hard to get. You have to know how to prepare it.
How about the cactus one? What is it called?
Peyote, that's even harder. to
No,
get.
the other one. There's another one.
Mescaline?
Damn, there's more than one. Damn.
Yeah, dude, there's a lot.
What's the other one? Damn it.
Are we talking about the brew? The one that comes from a tree?
No, okay, a cactus.
Ayahuasca? Talking about
Ayahuasca.
That's
There
a
you go.
cactus. That's ayahuasca. Yeah.
Oh.
That comes from a tree.
right?
Okay,
It's
but
a
that's-
tree bark.
It's supposed to be like a
It has
psychedelic.
DMT in it.
Yeah, it has
Yeah.
DMT. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
We have
How
a friend that
fucking
No,
trees have
here's the
DMT?
thing.
That's crazy.
Everything that's alive has DMT.
Right.
So we got
We
DMT.
have
Yeah, we
DMT.
have
Well, do you guys want to share some DMT right now?
You know, they say, I have to find what study this, it's scientific studies, but when you're born and when you die is when you release the most amount of DMT in your brain. When you're born
Oh yeah.
and when you die.
Fucking imagination.
Bro, are we always tripping? Is that what that is? Are we always tripping, dog? Like, we're born tripping and we die tripping, bro? Like, what?
Yeah, this is not even real. Like none of this
This
is
even
real right
real,
now.
right?
We're just like imagining all this crap.
Is
Like,
this the
our
real life?
yeah, our fucking DMT is going ham right now.
Yeah.
Bro, that's probably why people are so addicted to drugs.
Yeah.
Because we got
'Cause
drugs.
we
in
are
our
drugs.
system. Naturally. Natural druggies.
We're connecting with our fucking earth and shit.
For real? Oh, man.
I mean, you hit drugs. We have a friend that he's going through some drug issues right now.
Oh, yeah, man. It's tough to watch that, man.
And,
'Cause
you know, you
all
can't
you
really
can
do anything
do-
about it.
I mean, yeah, all you can do is give advice, you know, be there for them, but at the end of the day, it's their choice whether they want to stop doing that or not.
Yeah, just like people that don't vote, you know, you really can't do anything about it. And it's just.
What the fuck?
Hell
What the
no.
I had to go there.
No way.
Jeez, was that towards us or like
Yeah, 100%. Specifically towards me.
Yes, it was towards him. Yes. Yes, it was. I
Jesus.
told you just because we've been together for a long time doesn't mean we
Agree.
agree on everything.
No,
I
definitely
would
not.
say 70%. 75? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, man. It's hard. It's hard to see somebody that's addicted to something and you can't really do anything about it. All you can do is, you know, hope that they get out of it. Hope that they see the light, you know. That's all you really can do.
Yeah, because you can't really interfere in that kind of thing in a sense, because a lot of people, they just got to go through that. It's like part of their life path, like I feel. So people just got to go through that adversity, that struggle, and like fight to get out of it. Either you fight or you die. So it's that, and that thing that there's a choice.
Oh, look at that.
Well, I mean, you could choose just to die, and you could choose to do nothing and just die. You could choose that too.
Yes,
Yeah.
you
You
can.
know?
Yes.
It's a choice.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's always going
The
to
point
be
is
a
that
choice.
but that's what I'm saying. There's always gonna be a choice.
But there's a right and wrong choice.
Oh, but there's a choice. You can
know?
choose to be right or you can choose to be wrong.
yeah?
I choose to live, which I
if
think
not,
is the
that's
right
like
choice.
Communism, when they want like too much control, too
Exactly.
much government.
Yeah, that would
You-
be no choice. That's one
what happens
choice.
with a lot of people. They have, this is what's happening now. There's some people choose government, some people don't, or
Exactly.
less government. At the end of the day, they're both choosing government. So it's kind of
Right.
like, what are you doing?
I mean, but if you don't choose government, then you
Right.
want anarchy. That means you want like
That
no
is
law
anarchy.
Oh yeah,
enforcement.
anarchy. Then.
Anarchy.
Like, come on now, you know, we can't have that either. We need to have some type of a government. You know, you can't have.
I agree
I
with
don't
that.
trust humans.
There should be government.
like that. You know, that's
At
why
least
there's
if you want to
laws.
live in a civilized society.
Exactly right.
You know, there should definitely be government.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't have civilization without a government or
I mean,
a type of government.
look at California, bro. Talking about no government. Their government is they literally believe there shouldn't really be a government because they're advocating for drugs in the streets, homelessness. They just passed a 100 million or 100, I think it's $100 million of a loan to get housing for illegal immigrants.
Wow.
Like, and there's vets on the street, and
Yup.
and instead of
They're
you
trying to what?
invest,
Get houses for
they literally got a loan, which again taxpayer funded, and then you're using this loan to house people that are not even supposed to be here. So people that have broken the law, you're allowing them to stay here indefinitely.
What is this,
instead of-
California?
California. Yeah, California. You know,
California.
I love you, Orange. You need to get the fuck out of there.
Oh, damn, he's there?
Yeah.
Damn. Prayers.
Yeah. But
Praise
some people,
George.
you know, some people they like that shit, so
Oh,
they're
yeah.
gonna continue to live there. And
I mean, if he.
I mean,
if you
hopefully
gotta-
it
if you
gets
gotta
better,
figure it
bro.
out, then I mean, fuck it.
they a lot of people who live there and you know still live there, they said it was good or whatever, you know, because and then you can even see it from some people who have moved away from there, like Joe Rogan and all these people. They used to live over there and now they moved, and because of the change of you know
Right.
government and everything that happened, they didn't like it, so they moved.
Yeah, because it was screwing up with their finances. If you're making money, you don't want to be in a state that favors government control over people that are making money, and they want to tax the people that are making money. The more money you make, the more we're gonna tax you because your money needs to go to people that are the unfortunate, you know, the poor people or whatever, the ones that don't want to work. But at the end of the day, that never works. That's never worked before. So it's like I don't understand why they're even pushing that in California. I think all they have right now in California are like super poor people, like very little middle class, and then the elites are probably still Silicon Valley, and even Silicon Valley
Well,
now is
they're-
deciding to go
They're
right.
moving.
So exactly, Silicon Valley is moving. So
Aren't they coming here to Florida?
they are. It's a
What
move.
is that? I don't even know. Is that
Silicon
a community
Valley?
or something?
Silicon Valley is like basically like the big tech people, like
Yeah.
Apple,
It's big tech.
Microsoft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they are bringing a
Big tech.
Apple thing here into Miami. Like I've seen the building. They're building it right there in
Yeah.
Brickell.
Wall Street?
Or Brickell. Right by where the Miami Arena.
Yeah.
Oh snap. Okay.
Wall Street, that's gonna be here.
Yeah, I
I
bet
mean,
they're
it's
gonna try
technically
to.
here already, but it's gonna be here like for real. Like
Crazy.
Miami's gonna be the new New York because New York.
Yeah,
is
that's what's
complete-
happening.
Yeah.
That's what's
In
happening.
every sense of the word.
That's
Why?
not even. That's not
Including
even good for the
prices.
ones that've been living here for a while. To be honest.
Exactly.
Because if anybody who's like just doing an average job or whatever, they're gonna struggle because you're gonna have to have like 2 jobs or whatever, or get paid more at your job, some shit like that. So
And
some
employ.
people like that crap because it gives it gives you a chance to make some money too.
It does. It does.
You
It
can
does.
you can
Exactly.
take advantage of that.
Yeah.
But some people are like older, and some people choose different. That happens. You can't think of that. Some people are they're gonna struggle. So things are gonna go higher. It's more expensive, stuff like that. But that's what happens. Your salary is gonna go up. They're definitely gonna have to. No, you're gonna work at anywhere you work. It's gonna be expensive. But then everything gets expensive. So yeah.
No, for sure.
I mean, salaries are not going up. Salaries are staying right where it's at. Like
Yeah,
if
they're
your
not-
salaries,
That was where it sucks even worse if they
Yeah,
don't even
salaries
if
are not
salaries
going
don't go
up.
up.
It's not
then
reflecting
we're
the
fucked.
Yeah.
the prices
Exactly.
that are going up. Yeah.
that's why
For
that's
sure.
why the idea of relying on a business, not a business. I'm sorry,
A corporation.
a corporation or one income has never made sense to me.
Yeah.
Because the US dollar 20 years ago is not what it is today. The value has drastically changed. So, because everything evolves, just like we evolve, money evolves.
Yeah.
So, like, if money's evolving, the idea that you can sustain yourself off of one income to me is ridiculous. You can't, not anymore. Maybe back in the days, but now
Back in
you
the day, you
can't.
could be a teacher and afford to buy a house.
Yeah, that's
Type shit.
and you know what though? It's at the end of the day, it's not something you can really control. So all you can do is fucking hustle
Work
and make
harder.
more money.
Make more money.
Make more money. How? Figure out
Rob
how to
a
make more money.
bank. I mean,
Rob a bank. Allegedly.
so no, that's good.
Oh, man. That's why.
So
That's why.
fuzz.
That's why people are pushing for entrepreneurs, because they don't want. This country was built on entrepreneurship. It wasn't built on employees.
Yep.
Like I was watching this
That would make
documentary.
sense. Yep.
Yeah, like I was watching this documentary, the Men Who Built America,
Oh yeah.
and it's based off of so it's Rockefeller, John D. Rockefeller, Carnegie, and J.P. Morgan. Those were the main 3 in the first season, and they haven't made any more. I don't know why, because they should, but maybe it's because it's too much information for people to know about now. Maybe it's classified or something. But these are all people except for J.P. Morgan. He was always an elite. But Rockefeller was a hustler, bro. He came from nothing, and he became the richest man in the freaking country, probably like the world at some point, because he was owning railroads. And I'm sorry, not railroads. He was owning ethanol and oil. He made his money off of oil.
Didn't
And-
he single-handedly get America out of debt?
No, that was J.P. Morgan.
Oh, that was J.P.
J.P.
Morgan.
Morgan. So there was a depression in the 1800s. The first depression was not in the 1930s. It was actually in the 1800s, and we got out of that depression because J.P. Morgan had so much money that he was able to literally pay out the government back then, bro. You know what that is? One man was able to pay out the freaking government,
bro.
the federal government back then.
Yeah,
Right.
and I still feel like I wouldn't trust none of those motherfuckers.
That was a banker, all right? That was a banker who paid out the government back then. So the banks
Facts.
and the government have always been besties.
Those motherfuckers were evil, man. That's why they got
Yeah,
rich.
man.
Fuck them.
That's right.
And then
Tell him, Jesse.
Carnegie was another hustler, and Carnegie was the man of steel. So the majority of the infrastructure in New York is all Carnegie steel. So all the big old buildings that you see in New York City right now, that's all Carnegie. That's he was also a huge
Little
influence.
plug in. If you're watching right now, please hit that subscribe button. If you're new here, say what's up. And we see you guys out there. We see you, but say something so we can actually get to know you and you guys can get to know us over here. I'm an invisible voice you guys are listening to right now. I'm actually sitting in the middle of them.
He is the god of the stream.
He's right here.
He is watching over us.
Yeah.
Just can't see him.
I need some tea though. I need
He
some tea.
is
God needs tea. God needs
omnipotent.
tributes.
Guys, we're gonna take a BRB.
He's omnipotent, omnipresent.
Yeah.
I'm missing one. Omnipotent, omnipresent.
Can you mute that or no?
Yeah, you can mute the mic.
I don't know.
Mute it for a second.
How do you do this?
Tap it right.
Show me.
Alright, mute the other
Oh,
one.
did I mute it? Is it?
It's like I think you There you go. You're unmuted.
I'm unmuted.
Yes, you are.
Welcome back.
Hello, we're back and we're back and we're back.
I still don't know how I'm unmuted.
The red light.
Oh, that's how it. Oh.
You're unmuted now.
Okay.
Yeah, you're
I'm
unmuted.
learning
Yes.
how to use technology.
Yes, we are back, everybody. So to touch base on what you were saying earlier about the Rockefellers and those families, like the Rothschilds and those people,
Well, hold on. I didn't say the Rothschilds.
but they're a part of that
didn't
too.
bring that
They
up.
were a part of like building America too. It wasn't just Rockefeller. It was those people with a lot of money and power.
I didn't say anything about Rothschilds.
Okay.
They did have a relationship with J.P. Morgan,
Okay.
but they didn't directly influence
Yeah, but what about like
the
DuPont?
development.
DuPont, the J.P. Morgan Chase.
No, he definitely was a huge developer.
Hmm.
He was a
So I
developer.
wanted to touch base a little bit about those families because they're still around nowadays. They're still going. They're going strong. They ain't going nowhere. So I wanted to talk about secret societies.
Yeah. Okay, what about secret societies? Going Alex Jones here?
I mean,
Bohemian
Yeah, you don't even know it.
the chemicals that turn the freaking frogs gay.
Damn it, I was gonna say that.
What does he say?
There's chemicals that are turning the freaking frogs gay.
I think he's saying that, the government purposely made people gay, but,
No, so what he's talking about is actually a real thing. Like he
a
says it
real
like
experiment.
he says it like that because he's a fucking character. But there's a real experiment. I don't know what chemicals there were. I don't fucking know the name of the experiment, but there is. Just Google experiment that turns frogs gay.
But what was the point of making frogs gay? If it's not to implement that same experiment on humans.
I don't think it wasn't intentional.
Bullshit.
Well, the experiment they found out afterwards because
LSD was not intentional.
It was a chemical that was making them like literally turn gay. Like they would just only fuck males. They wouldn't reproduce.
That would be really convenient for this
I
government.
forgot the name of the chemical, but yeah, that was a study. It wasn't intentional. It was like an intentional thing. They found out through mistake. Like why are these frogs only mating with males? Like why aren't they
You
reproducing?
don't know when that experiment was?
No, I don't know. We have to look a little more into that. But
I have a theory that they wanted that to happen.
I mean, we don't really know a full story. But the fact is,
my
there's a
theory.
fucking chemical that turns freaking frogs gay.
It's my theory.
So that's the thing. But we weren't really talking about frogs being gay. We're talking about the Rockefellers. And
It's a good topic, though. Gay frogs.
Gay frogs.
Yeah.
Yo, gay frogs.
Gay
That's just
frogs.
crazy.
I think that's a really interesting topic.
I'm not gonna lie, but you're saying something about chemicals and turning frogs gay.
Gay, man.
That it doesn't sound interesting, but it's kind of scary because if that's what's happening, do you think that's like, damn, they're really doing this to us to make us? You're not gonna. You think it's gonna make us gay, or
That's
it's gonna
why
make your
men
sperm
have become
gay? Like, what?
soft.
Oh,
Soft men in this world
Yeah.
right now. That's why Andrew Tate has been like a problem to a lot of people.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, he's a problem to a lot of people. Also, he's not even always that right because he lives a life where it's kind of his fantasy. You know,
Yeah.
you can't. I don't see him 100% correctly all the time. I'm like, bro, do you know what happens? Like, get out of here. But he does make sense a couple times, and I'm like,
Right,
okay,
right.
he can make sense. Obviously, he's living in our society, but I don't. He just says something that it's his fantasy. That's how I see it.
I mean, it's his
perspective.
perspective.
Yeah.
Just like my perspective is different from your
Yeah,
perspective.
not everything he's gonna say is
know?
gonna be 100% right. He's not freaking God.
But I
Like,
definitely agree with like
just a dude.
90%
a lot
of
of
what he
money.
says. I
Yeah.
agree with 90% of what he says. I do.
90%.
fucking high.
90%.
Yeah, 90%.
That's almost
Yes,
perfect.
Yes.
I think you're
Hey,
exaggerating.
man, 90%. There's margin of error there. I didn't say 99.1.
Damn,
The
man.
thing,
I said
to
90%.
circle back real quick.
Might as well just say 100.
No, bro, because there's no margin of error. There has to
To
be a
circle back
margin.
a little bit about what you were saying about men not, being less manly or whatever now. I think
Yeah.
chemicals do have a large part to play in that, but also it's just a culture too. Because when you go back in time, men had to be the hunter gatherers in those times. They had to like be more of that role. Now everything is a little more easier. Technology's made it easier. You don't really have to be the hunter gatherer, as much anymore.
You do though, just in a different way. You're still being a hunter gatherer.
It's not.
You still have to provide.
I mean, it's not the same though.
Yeah, when I go outside these streets, I start hunting. I'm
you're not
I'm looking at
hunting, but still, you
Yeah,
still
you're
have
making
to,
money
you
to
still gotta
provide
make
for
money.
of course.
That takes effort.
it's more like a
But it's
provider,
not like
a provider.
getting a fucking spear and throwing it at a fucking board.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Shit.
That's a real
That's what
man.
I'm saying. But
Yeah, that guy over there killing bulls over there.
listen,
Fucking
bro,
alpha.
there's still,
That's an alpha man over there.
that's still a gender role that we still expect in men, which is, I guess, in your case,
The hunter
Are
gatherer.
you telling me you want me
Yes.
to throw a fucking spear at a board? Is that what
No,
you're telling me?
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Let's go outside and look at a chicken. Like you're just sitting, you're driving in the car. Like, yo, hold the wheel. I'm getting this chicken. I gotta hunt this chicken
I
down.
don't expect you to know how to hunt, but like I do expect you to provide because that is your job.
Okay,
Fair
enough.
Like that's just how it
role,
is.
The role.
Yeah, that's the role. Like, and a lot of men are like, what's the word I'm looking for? Not overwhelmed, but they kind of feel threatened, or they feel like there's a lot of pressure on them to provide. But you shouldn't feel pressured. It's something that it's been generation after generation after generation. Like it's a programming. Like you're programmed to provide. So like, where is this like? Oh, I feel overwhelmed, or I feel like there's society's like forcing me to provide. No, bro. You've been providing for years and years and years and years and years.
That
What's
just
changed?
sounds like a man who's never been given responsibility, who can't handle responsibility, because that is a responsibility, right? To have to provide for your family, to produce, that's a responsibility. Not everybody is willing to take that on.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people just don't.
Wait, responsibility of what?
Providing.
Oh, providing. Yeah.
But we've reached
Provide for myself.
Hey man,
we've reached a point in
you're not
time.
homeless. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The point in time that we're in, we've reached a point where women can provide too. That's the thing too.
Yes.
Now, women can also provide. So that's why I'm saying it's different. The whole hunter-gatherer thing versus providing, like just working a job and doing. Anybody
Right.
can do that.
Yeah.
But like that's why there's like softer men. There's things that we don't have to do anymore that we had to do before. That was hard.
But it's just different.
Like
It's
building your own fucking house. That shit's fucking
yeah, but
hard.
it's still right now. For example, right now, if
Leading a tribe.
if a family if a couple wants to build wealth together in this economy, it is hard. I think in any economy it is, but we're talking about this one. That's the one that we're living in right now.
Yeah, we're living in this one.
Yeah, it's hard to build wealth here, but you
Right.
still have to bust your ass to get there. Like,
yeah.
I listen to so many, and it's mainly men. It's very rare to see a successful woman talking about like success. It's mainly a guy doing it. Why? Because you've been conditioned to want success for yourself and for your family. So, and success is not easy to have. So
No,
even if you're
definitely
not
not.
building and hunting and gathering, you still have to bust your ass to become whoever you're trying to be.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
But I don't know. I still go back to I think the government does want a lot of beta males.
And why would they not want beta? What is the reason? I know a lot of people have their reasons why they don't want us. They don't want men to be more
Well, I mean,
beta or alpha or
if
whatever.
You think about it,
Vikings, pirates. I don't know.
The reason why they want more beta males is because Vikings, pirates.
Yeah, man.
The reason
Vikings, man.
because the thing is that who starts rebellion usually? It's a man.
Exactly.
The men start the rebellion. The men are the fighters, the protectors, the defenders, whatever. When they have beta males, guys who just do as they're told without question, you have a susceptible population.
Exactly.
Because women follow the men's lead usually, right?
Usually, yeah, that's true.
The women will
Even
follow
if
the men's lead.
even if a woman says like a feminist woman who's like, no, we whatever, I don't know, we can hammer nails and stuff. I don't know. Like even they would still in a situation of like, unless they're a UFC fucking trained fighter, MMA
Right.
fighter, whatever.
Right.
If they're just like a regular woman who just does regular human shit,
Right.
she would see a moment when there's probably like some guy going crazy with a weapon or something. They're gonna look at some dude who's probably muscular and fucking like a wrestler type look, whatever. That even a man would look and be like, yeah, that guy would be the one to whoop some ass. I'm gonna be on his side. You know, they would look at that situation and be like, oh shit, he got us. They won't be like, no, I'm a woman, I got this. You know, at that moment, their mind triggers to, oh, he got us.
He got
Or a
us.
police officer. Let's put it more simple. A police officer is in a moment. Everyone's gonna look at a cop like, yo, you got this, and run away, right? There's probably gonna be a couple men that stay back, and probably there is probably be a woman they'll stay back. Like they just feel like nursing. Like, hey, are you shot? I got you. Oh, I put my hand over this. That's the woman. Like the woman in her is gonna stay. It doesn't mean that she's gonna run away. She just feels like I should stay to help this guy, his wound or some shit. It's support. There's something that a man wouldn't do. There'll be some pussy ass men out there. Sorry for the word, but there's some pussy ass men out there. I repeat, that would run away in a situation when they're not gonna probably kill the dude, but they can probably save the guy who got shot and take him out of there or whatever. You know what I mean? Or the person tripped, or a woman is like. I get it. Anybody when in the moment gets scared and the first thing they do is run because your life is
fight or
very
flight.
important, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
You start thinking about shit like, yo, I got my PlayStation 5 at the house. I can't fucking die. I didn't pass that mission, you know? Whatever. You get the situation, you know. You get me.
Priorities.
Like this person's, I'm not going to die. I still got some more shit to do. I'm running.
You know, we in the beginning we were talking about how like how history is important, but politics, it really just depends on who wants it to be important to them, and you choose whether it's important to you or not, right?
Right.
But history is important no matter what, right?
Of course.
Okay, so right now, it's safe to say, I think, that Republicans are more like macho, alpha male type versus Democrats. Democrats are more kind of like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Like, it's more common to see a Republican know how to shoot a gun than a Democrat knows how to shoot a gun digitally. You know, I'm not saying all of them. I'm not saying generically. I'm just saying like there was like a statistic. I don't remember where I saw this that Democrat parents are teaching like they're kind of breeding anxious kids, and Republican parents are kind of teaching kids how to just kind of be cool and learn from their mistakes or whatever. Like there was a data behind that. So I'm thinking, okay, if there's a data behind like parenting, then there should be a data when it comes to like a Democrat man versus a Republican man. I think a Republican man is way more like you can trust him with your life versus the Democrat man right now. I'm not, you know.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Okay.
I don't know. What do you
Are you
think?
saying they should go box each other?
I'm just saying, man.
Who will win?
The Democrat-
think
Oh, so they do like
Republican-
back in the West,
Republican
like back in the West,
I think
Very
they
savage.
win.
where they would like shoot each other, like drawing or whatever. What is that called? When the two cowboys would
Oh
walk away from each other
A
and
duel.
a duel, and then they shoot each other.
Look at this freaking guy that everybody really likes, and I don't like this guy, but I mean I like the way he debates, but I don't like his views. Destiny,
From Destiny's Child?
a great
Okay.
example of a beta male.
Damn.
Wait, what are we talking about?
fired.
Who are we talking about?
Democrat, right?
Destiny the beta.
Destiny. He's
The
a
beta.
Democrat, right? He's an influencer. I think he got big off of gaming or whatever. And this guy allowed his his wife left him from another dude, but I think he was having an open relationship with his wife. And he doesn't believe in God. So it was like, well, you know, that's kind of what happens when you don't believe in God. If you don't believe in God, then you definitely don't believe in yourself. So, you know, you let your wife fucking go and allow herself to be screwed by some other dude.
Wow.
And you think she's gonna stay with you? Of course not, because you're a cook.
What a fucking beta.
Like,
What a fucking beta,
no real man is gonna allow their woman to go and have sex with another dude while they're still with them. I mean, if you really love her, you wouldn't allow that. So, that's a Democrat right there. I'm not saying all Democrats are like that. I'm just saying it's not a good look, bro.
Yeah, bro, you can't be profiling. Come on.
I'm just, you know, he is a representation of them, and it's not a good look. I'm not saying they're all like that, but I'm just saying. Don't be a Democrat.
Are you forcing your views on people, Marianne?
Yes. You
What was that
can't
guy's
handle
name?
the truth.
Shut the fuck up. Whose
Shut the
truth?
fuck
Your
up, bitch.
truth?
No, the truth. There's only one truth. There's not my truth. It's just one truth. Honestly, I wanted to put Mary Truth, but somebody had already taken that name on Instagram, so I had to freaking put Mary Truths. Like if there's more than one, but whatever. There's only one truth. It's not two. There's not three. Just one.
Copy that.
Well, now there's two of them because there's another one that said Mary Truth, and now you're the Truth.
I know.
Right?
That's Instagram, bro. I can't do anything about. Mark Zuckerberg did not allow me to put Mary Truth. He was like, no, that name's already been taken. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to put Mary _ Truths.
Yeah, they're like, there can only be one person with that name.
Yeah.
That's how whatever.
Yo,
Instagram.
Mark Zuckerberg admitted to working with the Biden-Harris administration to censor people. How about
Wait,
them
for real?
Again,
Damn.
beta, dems, beta, bro. If you don't want to be seen as a beta, then you need to like stop allowing that party to be doing censorship shit because.
Listen, though, I don't even think he's a bait. I don't think he's even a man. I don't think he's even human, bro.
We're talking about Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. Have
yeah.
you seen how he drinks water, bro?
he's a little weird.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I mean,
Homie looks like
Let's say-
a reptile.
let's
Who's that dude? Dennis the Menace. What's his name?
Dennis the Menace.
No, what was the guy you just said? Dennis. Destiny. No,
Oh, Destiny.
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 Dennis
I'm
the
like,
Menace.
Dennis the Menace. I'm like, isn't that a movie?
Yeah,
I was like, that's a movie.
This guy out here quoting like 90s movies.
I was like,
Dennis the
what?
Menace.
Dennis the
That
Menace.
was a little blonde kid.
I think I've
Did
seen
that
it.
shit. It's like the Home Alone kid, but like older.
I think I've seen it. No, it's not Bueller. Bueller?
No,
No, it's not Bueller. I like Bueller though. That was a funny movie.
Was it something Bueller's Day Off?
Yeah, I love that. Bueller. We're just messing
What a
around.
fucking name.
Yeah, that's a
Bueller.
hideous name. But yeah, so Mark Zuckerberg admitted, which is funny because it's like super close to the election, and he admitted that yes, we did allow the Biden-Harris administration to tell us to censor people that were talking about the vaccine and they were talking about COVID. So, and he endorsed the Democrat Party. So, yeah, you know.
Well,
It is
ain't that a
crazy
bitch.
because the Democrat Party used to be for free speech, liberty, freedom, whatever, all that good stuff. And now they're like completely flip-flopped, and now they're pro censorship, control, big pharma, big government, anti-entrepreneurship, anti-small business. You know, it's crazy. That's why I don't believe. Oh, there he is. That little, a little beta.
one?
Yeah, that's him, bro.
Is that right?
Yeah, that guy right there. He's a freaking beta.
Yeah. So you can. I have it here so you guys can show it.
Oh, okay, nice.
Cool.
So you guys can click this. Hey, you want to show this guy? I mean, you guys can't hear. That's why you need mics. I mean, that's why you need headphones.
Headphones. Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
So boom, you can show it.
Is that coming out on the screen live?
Yeah. it's
Cool.
You guys can have it here, and then whenever you
That's pretty dope.
make it bigger, boom, it's your entire thing. You don't want to see it anymore? Just right here. And then you take it off. They're gonna be able to hear it too. You guys can hear it, but you guys gonna have to find ways to put headphones. Can you put headphones in that?
I don't think
It's a good question. Can you put headphones in
What do
there?
you mean no?
I don't know.
Unless you have to actually.
Doesn't look like it, bro.
You're gonna have to put some long
Jesus.
headphones so you can hear the
Golly.
videos.
Yeah,
Or
It's a
a speaker. Or a speaker. And maybe you can put it out. I don't know how that
We'll
works.
figure it out.
I don't know how that works. But yeah.
These are just the humble beginnings.
Yeah, the humble beginning.
Yeah, we're
Learning.
figuring ourselves.
It's
out.
getting there.
They're literally gonna see us evolve over time. Specifically me,
How it's
since
done.
it is my show. You see
That's how
me
it's
evolve.
done.
However, there's one thing that I will not change, and I will say this now, and I will say it over and over again. I am the type of person that I have my convictions. and I will fight to the death for them. So there are certain things that I will not change. Just wanted to give that heads up. I will change a lot of things, but there are specific things that I'm not going to change.
That's deep, bro. Is that how you really feel?
That is how I feel. Yes.
Damn.
So yeah, bro, what do you think about that? What do you think about Mark Zuckerberg? Mark
Zuckerberg, I'm not surprised. I mean, he's been selling our data forever now, and he's been working for the government. I say for, not with, because I believe he is working with the government.
Yeah, for sure. He freaking said...
For the government, not with.
I'm not going to be endorsing any party, and I'm not going to be... I think he said something about I'm not going to be indirectly giving money. So you're going to be... I'm not going to be directly giving money, so you're going to be indirectly helping. It's like you can't, once you have allowed the government to control you in some shape or form, it's a wrap, bro. That's it. You're not gonna run away from it now, because you already did it. So why not do it again? Yeah. Kennedy was saying, because he has a case right now with the government on censorship. So obviously, if he wins the case, then hopefully the government cannot censor anybody ever again with the whole Kennedy case. Hopefully. We'll see. We don't know,
We shall
see. But in my mind, if you can censor Kennedy or Trump or any of those big guys, you can censor us.
Yeah,
that's how I see it.
Not around, bro. Yeah. Somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, I saw one earlier, but I don't know where I saw it. All right. I feel like there was something that you were going to say and you forgot.
When? What were we talking about?
Before the Mark Zuckerberg, you were going to bring up, it's the secret societies. We were talking about that.
Oh.
I was like, we were talking about something and we lost track of what we were
the secret society.
Yes. Or you were the one who brought that up. One of you brought up secret society. So what about
about the Rockefellers.
The Rockefellers.
Because you were saying how they got rich and they helped this country or whatever. And I still think that, I get what you're saying, but I think they all had an interest in all that,
yeah, of course.
Ever seen, there's a movie.
Empire.
Literally.
Yeah, you ever seen that movie with the guy who did Gangs of New York?
Yeah.
With the oil one? That one, it's like a dark business, back in the days when it started. I forgot the name of it, but, if it comes to my head, I'll fucking say it.
Was a movie?
It was a movie. It was a movie about, this oil company and these guys who own the oil, and then, they're getting rich off that shit. And this is when it started here in America. I think it was, in Texas. Okay. But, it shows you how, they're murdering people and shit, to get to the top.
Yeah.
Well, bribing the governors of those places so they can leave them alone.
That's still happening.
Yeah, exactly. So it's telling you how they got there because of shooting people. Damn, boom, what you got in my way? Boom, pop. Yeah. I feel like that's how it always is. That's how mobsters.
Do you think that's the only way to get to the top though, or do you think there's a possibility to get there?
There's other ways. Of course, there's humble ways.
Right.
But it doesn't
takes
always.
Longer, right?
Yeah, and I feel like it's also a lucky thing, I guess.
Right time and place.
Right timing. Actually, people being on your side. It's kind of of course. But to get those type of things where there's human resources and shit like that, where it's land, I feel they do have to knock some heads off because there's nothing, nobody owns it. There's no proof that
even if they own it, it's whoever wins the war, really.
Yeah,
because they just come off now we own it.
Exactly.
Well, let's say music wise, I feel that has humble ones that just people just like them because they're whatever, and then there's people who that pop off in the music industry because they do certain things to get there. So there is those who actually get to that stardom and then eventually.
But there's a cap there. Because I feel if you don't do the things they want you to do, the music industry,
I'll give you an example. Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
That guy doesn't go industry, but he's so big and he has such a big fan base that the industry lets him be who he wants to be because he doesn't need to sell himself to the audience or to the
because the market has already chosen.
Well,
him.
another good one is
no, it's because he has a fan base. He's
Yeah, but that's
you know,
the market. The market is the fan base.
another good one is
but without it, he doesn't even promote himself with albums. What do you hear on him on the radio?
You don't.
No, well, he's still popular.
Exactly.
He does one song and blows up. He went against the biggest rap artist in the game and made everyone open their eyes and go, "Wow, this guy actually is kind of corny." You know, like, oh, he's not that good. Only his number one fans that are on his
Talking about
fucking
Drake.
dick. Yeah, those dick riders are gonna be like, they're gonna look at him and go, he makes great music. You know what I mean? Oh, but he makes great music. It's like, yeah, he does make good music. Yeah, he has a flow. He has a whatever the fuck. But half his shit is not actually him. You know what I mean? Like, that's what makes it different. And he's never said anything positive towards whatever the people he's imitating and all that shit. You know, like the hood and, oh, I'm from here. You're from Canada and whatever. He probably was from a neighborhood, but come on, you're not Kendrick, who actually was born into this.
Right.
And he didn't even choose that side. He still stayed like you know, a smart kid who just was in that neighborhood, and he liked music and he liked art and he liked anime and he liked like shit like that. So it was kind of like, yo, this guy is rapping in a totally different way, and he's from Compton. Oh shit, that's pretty dope. And he's a smart ass fucking rapper. He's not just like, oh, I just make catchy songs. He can do anything.
I feel
basically.
like in the music industry, you know a sellout when you see one. Like, it's just, you can tell who sold out and who didn't.
Yeah, it's by whatever they're putting in their videos and
Exactly.
shit. Doja Cat. You guys heard about her?
Of
Yeah.
course.
She started out so humble and nice, and now it's
Right.
like, damn, what is going on
Fucking
here?
demon
It's
shit.
all of them. It's Doja Cat. It's Cardi B. It's Nicki
They all sell out at a
Minaj.
certain
They all
point.
All
sell
of them. They've all sold out.
They all sell out
Which
at a
is very
certain point.
sad because I don't know what female rapper hasn't sold out.
That is a
No.
good question.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it makes us look bad.
Because you know, like how
It
you
makes
said,
us look
Kendrick
bad.
Yeah.
Lamar is a good example. Tom McDonald's another good example.
Oh man,
of
Tom
somebody
McDonald, bro.
who's not in the industry and
Logic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, for
Yeah,
the most
exactly.
part, most of them saw out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not really that talented.
Yeah,
Exactly.
some of them are just trying to, or some of them have a fan base. The industry comes, it tells them, oh, you want to have like secure money or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that guy Lil Uzi Vert, how about that guy? That guy's a big fan base. He can leave the industry if he wants to or whatever. But he knows that
He's part
even
of it
if
now.
he's sitting in his house looking at they're gonna popularize him and be like, oh, Lil Uzi Vert used a wallet, a woman's wallet, or he dressed up like it. Because even that bad publicity is good publicity,
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. So to him, it's like, even if I do something ridiculous, at least it's gonna be out there, and they're still gonna be
And
talking
his
about
name,
me.
yeah.
You know, if I put an album out or whatever, it sucks or it doesn't, it's still gonna sell. Once I do my shows, which they make even more money when they do these tours,
Yeah.
and then that's another thing.
But
They're
they don't
slaves to
make-
that.
Exactly.
You know what I
but
mean?
They don't really make. They don't make all that money.
No, they make good money.
Their
But
handler,
the
their
brand
handlers
makes a
make way more than
lot
they
of
do.
money.
They're slaves of their handlers. Like the music industry, if you're not an independent, you're not making the money that you're making yourself seem you're making. The people who are handling your brand, what are those people called?
The labels.
The label companies. Them motherfuckers are the ones making the real money. You as an
Yeah.
artist, you're not making crap.
I've had an artist on the podcast named Lauren Torres. I don't know if you heard her, but she was in there. She was telling us some very deep stuff because she's an artist. She's had a song with Hobson. You don't know if you know who Hobson is. He's another rapper type of dude. She had a song with him, and that was like her biggest song. And I was, we're talking, and she has an album that just came out. Her music is fucking wonderful. She has a great voice. And she was telling us how like Jay-Z and all these damn deep things, and I'm like, that's funny how like she's not like famous and big in the industry, but she was in it, and she's in it because she does music. So that's how she knows these things. And there's so many people out there who might be like a piano player, and they've been in that stuff where they've seen things, but you don't know them.
What does that mean? What do you mean by seeing things? Give me.
You know, like heard things like deals and stuff that they happen, like stuff that I don't remember, but she was telling her stuff that it was like, I was even like, are you okay to say these things? And she's like, yeah, I don't give a fuck, I don't work there anymore. And I'm like, oh, okay. So there's a lot of things that musicians and backup singers and stuff that deal with these people, they see it. They just shut their mouth because they're just backup singers. That's who's paying them. It's like you're at your job, and your job is telling you to do some fucked up shit. You're like, well, they pay us, and you still do some fucked up shit because you're like, well, what do I do? Stop it? Well, that means I have to leave this job.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of people can't afford that.
Yeah, some people just go with it. They're like, well, fuck it. Until they get fired, and they're like, you know what? I'm gonna expose the motherfuckers, and then that's what happens.
Yeah, I genuinely think that if the market will say who's talented and who isn't. So if you need a labeling company to push you as an actor or it's not really actors or actors. If you need a labeling company to push you as a rapper, singer, artist, whatever, that means you actually suck. And because you suck and you don't want the brand, you don't want them to know that they suck, you push the brand artificially and you create artificial fans. But that's not what the market actually is. If they were not to allow the labeling companies to have so much power over the music industry, and they would allow capitalism to do what it's supposed to do, I promise you Drake would be irrelevant. Lil Uzi Vert would be irrelevant. All these losers would be completely irrelevant. And the only people that would be relevant, he would be completely irrelevant. All these, because the market knows what talent is. You can feel it. Like right now, the music that we were listening to as kids was terrible, and we know that. But it's better than the shit that's now.
You know what's crazy? I'll tell you this. I wouldn't say Bad Bunny would be irrelevant because he's actually a good artist. Now, if you don't like what he does, like, you know, the crap he does, because that's where you sell out. It's like, do you want to keep this? Do you want to keep these? Because you're talented, but do you want to keep this stardom? You got to do these things.
We don't know if he's actually talented because he's had handlers.
No, I think a better example is Sexy Red.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. It's like she's just going pow pow. Look at me, I'm doing this. I'm shaking my ass.
I'll give him that. At least he has lyrics, but at the end of the day, like, he has handlers. We don't know if that guy actually is talented if he didn't have any.
No. I'll tell you, yeah, because he has too much like street and people who come from like a. That's why I say Latinos is different because they don't have this power stuff. Now, yes, because these people on this side are dabbling their hands all in the reggaeton, and what happened to it? It sucks now. It's not even as good as it used to be because they're changing their vibes. They're like, all right, we need to make music like this, and then that fucks up an artist. When an artist can't be themselves and they have to change it, that's it. It's not them themselves.
Exactly.
It's fabricated music, which people don't like it. It's like it's something that you don't feel. It's just like, oh, it sounds good, but is it something that can last 15 years? A Bob Marley song comes up right now, you're like, could this be love? And you're like, whoa, this is fucking fire.
He didn't have any handlers. He was himself.
Exactly. But the industry has become more commercial. So even hip hop isn't what it used to be. As in, like, there's good artists who don't get exposed because it's just not popping. It's fucking different. The women in it are popping now because they're having fun. They're like, fuck it, we'll do whatever. That's what our time, when you said like Lil Jon and all these people used to come out, and we're like, yo, what the hell is party music? Yeah, it was still good music because it was telling you it was party music. They're not telling you it was lyrical. They're not like, sit down and listen to us. This is good music. No, you know it. Shake that ass. Shake it like a salt shaker. Shake it like a. You know what I mean? Like they're like, okay, we know this is a fucking party song. We're not gonna sit here and be like, yo, our career is about shaking your ass like a salt shaker. No, it's it's a party song. Now it's just the same thug row of music. It's the same thing over and over, and the party songs are different. It's just not the same. It's not. It's a little more insane, I can say.
But reggaeton is different though, because reggaeton has there's different types of reggaeton. Like, because there's Puerto Rican reggaeton and then there's Cuban reggaeton. That's kind of it, right? It's just
Yeah,
for-
no, there's a lot of reggaeton. There's also they do reggaeton in Mexico.
Dominican, Mexican.
Dominicans don't do reggaeton now. They mostly do that dembo.
Dembo. Yeah,
Dembo.
that's right. Dembo.
So that's a little different, but all of that, you know,
now.
yeah, that's exactly. That music is crazy. I don't judge somebody's music because at the end it's art. It's whatever the hell they want to do.
I'm judging.
But I don't understand it. I don't understand how the song has. Like some of them are like okay because they switch it up or they rap over it or whatever, and then I'm like, they almost all of them sound the same because they're repeating the thing
Yes.
for like a minute, you know. And I'm like, the beat is like, and you're like, wow, the beat is fire. Like this shit is like, how can you not feel the beat? Right. But the guy, the lyric, he said something for like at least like 30 seconds of the same thing. Just there, 40 seconds.
Dude, it makes me think you're
Yeah.
trying to brainwash me or something.
Yeah,
Why are you
almost
repeating
feels
something
like.
over and over again? You're trying to brainwash me. What's the objective here?
Well, that music it's exactly what it is. It's a dance routine. If you see them, they're dancing super in a form. You gotta watch it. You gotta watch like what the dance is.
Yeah, I was like, I've
so
never
that's how they
seen
dance. Yeah, it's not reggaeton, all of that Cuban reggaeton. They all have a dance. That's why they're popular. It's the pop. If you go to a Cuban party like Cuban Cubanos from over there from Cuba and you put their reggaeton, you're gonna see them dance in their style because that's what it is at a party. That music is party music. It's not. Yeah. I'm gonna get in my car and I feel like lyrically, or I'm gonna relax. I'm gonna put this song. No, that music is like, yo, I feel good. Let me put it. Let me hear these people talk some tremendous, ridiculous shit. So that's why with music,
tremendous, ridiculous.
Yeah, when it comes to music, as being also like a DJ and hanging around with artists and all this, I'm like, music is an expression. So you can't judge somebody because you're like, I don't like that shit. That shit sounds ignorant. That's what they want to. Now, what sucks is some of that ignorant shit is getting popular. You get me? But what can you do about it? If you were a kid hearing some crazy shit,
that's what you can do about it.
Yeah, you could either block it or tell people how we shouldn't show this to the kids, whatever. But you can't stop them from being them and putting the music out. It's like, do that. Do your freedom. That's what's beautiful about America, Me being American, I feel like, hell yeah, good. Do whatever you want when it comes to music. Now, the other part is them taking that, like, okay, it's like you guys said, guns are bad, right? But we're not over here carrying guns and pointing at people. That music is bad, but you just need to know where to put it, when to put it, how to popularize it. It's all that. Now, too bad that they're trying to say that we're a religious country, or whatever the fuck you want to say, but they still popularize the bad shit, and they make them better than somebody who's lyrical. But that's not their fault neither. That's what they want to do. This is how they feel free.
It's a self-interest thing at the end of the day.
What do you mean?
Super self-interest. If you know that your there's no way these people don't know that their music is influencing people in a negative way. I don't give a crap how much of an artist you think you are. You know what type of music you're putting out there, and you know what you're doing to people when they're listening to it.
Like, yeah, you're right about that. You're right about that.
Let's cut it out.
They do know.
If they know, then their music is with the intention of having a negative effect on people. And of course, free will, we go back to free will, we decide on whether we want to listen to it or not. But at the end of the day, like, their intention is to influence people in a negative way. Let's talk about being a whore. Let's talk about drugs. Let's talk about partying. Like, what happened to talking about things that freaking matter? Like, why is it that the people that are actually really good die? They get killed or they stay underground. Immortal Technique, that guy went underground because his life was being threatened at some point.
Yeah, but that guy's a radical.
He was saying some fucking real shit.
He's not even rapping like, oh, I'm just gonna rap. No, he's like protesting. He's out there. He's out there.
He was rapping.
Yeah. He does everything. No, but he does documentaries. This motherfucker does a lot. He's out there.
Right.
He doesn't just grab a pen and write. This motherfucker writes, but he also is really active out there.
But that's what an artist is. You're influencing your creativity.
There's a lot of artists that are like that. But there's a lot of artists that still do that. Killer Mike, you guys might not agree with that guy because he leans towards the more democratic.
He's a leftist.
Yeah,
and
whatever.
Brainwashed.
But he's a rapper and he's doing what he does and what he believes in. You get me? Because you just said
I
it.
think he's doing what they're telling
You just
him.
said Immortal Technique goes out there and does this. Killer Mike has been doing this for years.
Yeah, but he's been told.
Same as Immortal Technique. Like they're all like in the same things, you know. And more Killer Mike has been more of a rapper than like more out there than Immortal Technique. Immortal Technique, we know him for a rapper, but he doesn't always drop music.
No, because
I think he's left that shit.
He only dropped it to say what he had to say in the time that he said it. But he did get his life threatened, so he stopped doing that and he started doing more activist stuff. But it doesn't change it. Why is it that people like Immortal Technique, his life got threatened because he was saying real shit, and then this guy Killer Mike, nothing's gonna happen to him because his music is irrelevant.
Who knows?
His music is freaking irrelevant.
Who knows?
Like, what does that guy talk about? What does that guy talk about? That's like important.
No, I'll tell you this. He's a good rapper, though. I'll give you that. I'll give him that he does rap really good. He has a way of putting words together and the other guy as well. They make good music.
I mean, okay,
I tell you because I listen to his music.
Where's the content in what he's saying? What is the purpose of his music?
I don't listen to him to be like, oh, I feel you. I'm gonna think like you. I listen to him because he's an artist. So I'm like, okay, look at the way he puts things together. Because he doesn't always talk about political shit. He also talks about the USA, how it is, and things that you would probably agree with. You know, a lot of things that you would agree with. How America is not as good as people think it is. Because there's a lot of problems, and everyone's,
there is a lot of
you know,
Art isn't always about a message. Art is usually it's just an expression.
It's not a message, but it's an expression of thought, right?
Right, but like
That expression
what
of
he's
thought
getting at is like he
influences.
doesn't listen to Killer Mike just because he has a message or anything like that. He listens because of his art. He likes the way he expresses himself and how his perspective changes his or merges with his. Because really, that's what art is. It's just an idea.
Right.
It's just an idea that a perspective that you can get a message out of it if you want to. But some people are not
But the
looking for a
majority
message.
of artists, that's it though. The majority of artists, that's all they do is they portray an expression that has like really no meaning. Like it doesn't. There's no real.
Maybe no meaning to
value.
you, but to somebody else it might have meaning in a different way. It's all about perspective.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you want to go that route,
But that's
You know.
that is the route. It's just like art.
I mean, but look at but not every artist is like that. Look at Tom McDonald. Tom McDonald has evolved. Tom McDonald went from being a rapper that would talk about the basic stuff to completely evolving into some completely other thing.
And don't you see it in a way that maybe he did that because
art evolves.
yeah, no,
Yeah,
and not only that,
and
or to
politics
catch
sells.
there you go. He probably was like,
Politics sells.
oh, I'm not getting out there. Oh, I like politics. Let me get politics into this crap. And then he put politics into it.
Yeah, but he
at the
doesn't-
same time, you gotta look at it as like, what a sellout. My perspective, what a sellout, because he didn't want to do his art. He went towards
But it is
what does the
art.
crowd want, and I get it. I don't blame him, but I could say that what a sellout, because his music was probably more about himself and about life and about this, and then he was like, well, let me go to politics. What makes it crazier? And then we diss these rappers who don't even give a crap what I say.
Yeah.
So these rappers are on another level, and they're like,
Who did he diss? He dissed
Eminem,
and
shit out of people,
some
like
other dude.
ridiculous people that you just shouldn't really diss. He dissed Diddy, I was like, all right, that's a good one, because that's Diddy. Stick to them. Well, how did you start going to all the other people? Oh, 'cause you have no dirt on them. That's why he only started saying like, fuck this person and fuck that person and fuck this person. I'm like, give us some dirt. Why we gotta say fuck you? Like, that's where there's Eminem, who's a rapper who, you know, no one wants to diss him because he gets dirt on your ass. He figures out what you got that can fuck you over, and he puts it against you, and that's how he does it, you know? Just like any other good diss rapper will get you and get your dirt and put it out there, like Kendrick did to Drake. And he didn't just put dirt, he put some fictional shit in there, but it made a lot of sense. When he called him a pedophile, everybody now thinks like, every time something happens now that he's close to a kid or something, what everyone's gonna think, what a pedophile, you know what I mean? Oh look, he touched some kid's shit, you know?
I mean, that's the new, everybody's on that right now. Yeah. Guys, this has been fun. I appreciate you guys for listening, those who did. And we will do this next time. Everything today was intense. I think this was intense. Yeah. So I'm assuming, I'm not putting any expectations. I'm just saying maybe the next one will be even more intense. Who knows? We'll see what happens in the next one. But we'll see you guys next Sunday. This is Mary Truth Talks.
And that is Laz. Peace.